another single. So we wait on Fernandez, who was so good in the semi-final today, bowling from that Deakin Avenue end. He had the wind right where he needed it, and he was just getting that beautiful bit of tail away from the right-handed batsman. So it's going to be intriguing to see how these two heavy-hitting openers will try and take him on here, whether they'll look to try and pay him the respect or they try and get him offline early.
Yeah, Dylan Fernandez has been great, hasn't he? Coming in with that medium pace and just sort of, I think his stock ball is the outswinger, like away from the right-hander. It'll slip in place, as you mentioned. So they're going all out here, attacking. He's quite bouncy at the moment, isn't he? This is after all these games. Great to see the energy.
He's looking good as he turns and comes back into Wilton. Wilton is pushing him out into the offside. They've got the ring pretty well set there, but the slight fumble allows them just to jog through for the easy single.
Hey, we talked about obviously the ground here and all that, but I think today, this afternoon, seeing the sandgropers up on the hill, you talked about them earlier, mentioned it.
Yep.
How about we call it Groper Hill?
Groper Hill.
Yeah, Groper Hill. You like it?
Fantastic. Let's run with that.
We need to get some pictures of Groper Hill.
Yeah, no, we'll get onto that. Here's Fernandez. Angles into the pads. And it's turned around the corner. And nicely retrieved there by the man at backward square. None for 7. We're in the second over. Shosnak is 3. Wilton is 2. And steady going early doors from the RJR All Stars here. Looking to build a good base. And these two men can go too when the time's right, as we've seen so far. That one's allowed to pass through to the keeper. That was nicely bowled. Again, that nice little bit of swing and even a bit more additional off the track. And some good carry through to the keeper that time, Glenn McFadden. He took it at a good height, didn't he, coming through?
Oh, he's like I said, he's bouncing through, some extra zip in that delivery, and I love that shape just going away. Just going to ask the question of the batsman.
Get the side-on shot, and Shosnak hitting down the ground. Again, they'll get through for the single. Wilton has to hustle, which is probably not what the calf was hoping for, but he makes his ground safely. And Fernandez, just like that, Casper is through. 1 over, none for 3.
A wonderful start, just takes a little bit of time to feel in, and there it is. Groper Hill, the sandgropers up there.
Boys just basking in the sunshine out there, enjoying just stretching a few of the bodily parts that are not quite working to their full capacity.
And icing from the inside by the look of it.
Yeah, well,
too,
that's the best way to go, isn't it?
No such thing as an ice bath. It takes up space that you could put the beer. Or ginger beer.
Yeah. Well,
there's a bit of that as well. I know, easy times. Wonderful. The beer from Queensland. I'm saying that because I'm involved.
Yeah. Ash Sippel is going to be our man to continue. He's bowling from that vineyard in, and he has been one of their steady performers with the ball. In fact, it's Steindl, beg your pardon, not Ash Sippel. Got me 1s and 2s around the wrong way. Yeah, that was the previous over Leard kicked off for us. But
right,
Steindl has been one of their main men with the ball as Shosnak gets down on one knee and sends it almost out to Groper Hill as it goes out onto the onside. And just waiting on the signal there. I wasn't sure if there was going to be a referral in far as whether it cleared the rope or not. So we see that back in replay.
There it was.
Looks like he's signalled the full journey. So that's a great start for Shosnak. He's not going to muck about here. Another free swing of the bat as he goes downtown. And 4 more added to the tally. None for 18.
Geez, I like that. And I like it a lot. I think he's made it clear, hasn't he? Not just going to spend time getting in. He's feeling really good. And what a shot that last one was. Well, we've got obviously the field restrictions, but the power in that. It's like a standing straight sweep.
Yeah. As we mentioned, Steindl has been one of the key men with the ball. He was coming into the semis today with 11 wickets, but I reckon the Lightning Storm went down a similar path to try and take him down early. So 10 runs from his first 2 balls. He's going to have to readdress his thinking here just to come up with a backup plan. Oh, and that's not the way that he wanted to go as he drops it in short of a length, and I reckon that pitch is 1 bounce and inside the rope for 4 more. This is turning out to be a brutal over so far.
Well done. How about that? And we talked about the the effort, or not the effort, the intention.
Yep.
And he's looking for the boundary every ball. And even that, then he just sort of stepped a couple of steps forward and also looking to leg side. And just given that length, he was able to pick that up and with ease and send it all on its way.
Advances again. This time he takes it down onto the onside. Didn't quite get contact as well as he might have liked. I'll pick up a single down there. It's a long on, but pretty much every delivery there, he was advancing down the track, wasn't he?
Showed his intentions, that's for sure. Now with Wilton, Max Wilton on strike. What's he got?
Angled down the leg side. Didn't make contact. And I think for an initial moment there, he was concerned about where the ball was travelling behind him, but he quickly managed to track it and make sure it was away safely from the stumps. Last ball of the third over, as Wilton is hitting out into the offside, and it's going to be nicely diffused there by EV2 cricket. So at the end of 3 overs, score is none for 23. As I'll step out for a break, Casper, you stick around, and after the break, you'll hear the voice of Darren Cheek.
Alliance Biograin grows organic grains for strength, vitality and joy. Every grain carries the strength of the land, bringing real nourishment to every table. Because health isn't just about eating well, it's about living fully. Organic nutrition meets senior cricket. Alliance Biograin and CCMC, nourishing seniors, one meal, one match, one moment of joy.
Mildura, beautiful place. Had the pleasure of spending this week along with all these players in the All Stars. RJR in the final here with EV2 cricket. It's been a great week. I'm just going to be joined in the commentary box by Cheeks. Mate.
How good's the week been? To come in and the ball's just played onto the offside. But how's the good's a week? 32 matches we've had so far, and this is the 33rd, the final, the big final after we've seen such a great semi-final, and how good. Andrew Kratzman won the toss again, and he's stuck with his game plan of wanting to chase. It's a great day. There's that ball there that's just driven down to the onside for an easy single.
Well, it's worked for them. They won 6 of their round games and, of course, the semi-final to put them here. So, yeah, look, you got to be confident, don't you, if you that sort of record. But that's the beauty of this of 2020 cricket. Things can change around. RJR came out of the blocks of this competition blazing, and then it sort of stalled a little bit in the middle.
Fernandez comes back in and just swings a little bit to the offside, and it's just tapped to a point.
They stalled in the middle. They sort of a couple of losses, I think, and it just brought them back a bit. But I think from the start they'll have looked so good right at the start of this competition, and that's just the way they found themselves in this final.
Kosnick is trying to take advantage of these only 3 fielders out in the deep in this first 6 overs. As Fernandez comes back in and swings it out and gets away with a wideish ball there. Good delivery. You'd like to put everyone there.
Well, maybe a fraction closer, I think, with the slip in place. But Max Wilton just deciding to let that one through. He's more than comfortable leaving that. It's good. And I'm going to come back and talk about the percentage of fit players left.
This Fernandez again has the outswinger happening beautifully to the right-hander, but he's managed to push that down to a deep cover.
I say percentage of, I think a question that Walshy had, percentage of, was he a percentage, what were the percentages of your fit players, or who were 75% or more, of which 100% were not 75%? I think that's the answer to that one.
Yes, well, I think the key to the answer to that was everyone's feeling it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was it.
Absolutely. None for 25 after 4. Now, I know that's the players, obviously, it's been hard with those number of games they had to play, and there's the warm-up, the warm-down, and the dive in all of the energy they've expelled out there. How's the commentary box, you reckon? How's our energy in here?
Well, it seems like we'll be moving around really fast today because we are right on the end, at the end of the competition as well. And just like the umpires, they've done a fantastic job. They've been out there. They stand there for the whole 40 overs of every game. And Alan Owens and Dave Schofield have been given the honour of getting the final. Billy's had a very hard fortnight, and it was always the plan that he wouldn't do the final, and give the honour to the local fellas that have done all the work. And my understanding is he's off having a massage by the physio at the moment, so good on him and well done. As Sipple comes back in and puts it on leg stump, and Wilton has swung it away behind leg, and it just gets through to the boundary.
Gets there too. He could have got down and maybe got something behind it. He tried his right foot. Looks like about a size 10 shoe is that. Yeah, just not able to contain that, and that for Wilton. What a great shot. Just identifying that leg side as well. That's what happens as a batsman. You certainly with your field restrictions, you got your zones, your areas that you're going to pinpoint. You're going to pepper given the opportunity, and we've seen from both ends, both batsmen favouring that leg side.
Sybil come back and put it on a good length, I thought, there. And he's very lucky, Wilton, to get away with that one and push it down to a deep mid-wicket as he hobbles through with that bad calf muscle.
But he's... Are you hobbling with anything at the moment? After
I'm
your week?
always hobbling.
I thought you had a rock in your shoe.
That's why I'm sitting here now, not out there. Kosnick there just takes the big step forward, which he's done in quite a few of his shots today. He's taken the big step forward and just pulled it over to the onside.
Yeah, well, I think that's where you in many ways, you'd stick all your fielders out over there at the moment. Every ball's going there. And Sipple, a little bit wider that time. And he's missed it. Look at him. Max, he knows that was it. Missed out there.
And even Kosnick now there, we can see him... rubbing his hammy, so what has he done now? But they probably came in carrying that a little bit anyway. Sipple comes back on and then just puts it in the just outside off, and Wilton goes for the big swing at it and manages to get it away. What a fantastic! He's put it over to Groper Hill, as it's been called. But don't know if they'll like that. But the old Groper's up there. There wasn't a lot of cheering from them, so maybe they might be barracking for the other team.
I don't know about that. I think they're barracking for everyone. There's the spirit of cricket really kicks in, and Groper Hill up there.
Good call. Sipple comes back in and puts it in nearly in the same spot, but Wilton didn't get himself in the position like he did last time and just digs that out. That nearly sneaked through.
It's a great Yorker, that ball, just to end the over. 37 for none.
Sorry for me giggling here,
I know.
but I just giggle at the two of them. They walk, the two batsmen walk into the middle. They more both hobble into the middle, and what an extremely gutsy effort to be out there and playing this final. And I said that about the other boys, the EV2, when they were fielding before, that they put in an outstanding job in the field. They just ran so hard, but you could see it was every single bit of effort, and they're throwing themselves on the ground everywhere. So well-deserved winners in that last game, I thought, just because of their bowling effort, their fielding.
Oh, yeah, I think that's it. Like you were saying, we've sort of identified them being a good all-round team as well. You know, a couple of stars in their side been doing it, but just as a team, they've just managed to get over the line. And I think I use the word belief.
Yep, you do.
I use that a lot, and I know that when you're in, that's the difference I always found between just the good teams and your great teams, because the great teams that certainly I played with, it was this thing called belief in there. You can't see it, you can't measure it, but geez, you can feel it.
As we come back in and pushes it outside, and there's a play and a miss. Yeah, I think my takeaway from this week, this whole week of commentary, is going to be belief.
Belief.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that many a time, and I think I'm really enjoying that belief, and you've nailed it there, Casper.
Well, it's the same stuff said a different way, of course. Confidence, all the rest of it. But just when you look around a dressing room, the teammates in there and know that we'll find a way, and guarantee we will.
Fernandez comes back in and just puts it on the stumps.
It helps when you got Shane Warne and Adam Gilchrist in your team, of course, but I think that's it in its own form. I think we've found that even talking to the teams and individually about how their week's gone. They love it. Everyone's had that much fun, enjoyed it. But I guess, that's the thing. Just sort of trust is the other component,
Fernandez comes back in, puts it on the off stump, and it gets pushed to point. My other little takeaway too here is that how Peter Walsh loves to put in those songs for certain situations, and Fernandez coming on to bowl, I'm really surprised he didn't go into a Fernando every time. A bit of ABBA, yeah.
Let's hear the song, was it? Song? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe in the next spell he might give us a little rendition as Fernandez comes back in, and it's swung beautifully past the bat and just millimetres past the edge, and is lucky to get away with that one.
I reckon that's the first play and miss, like genuine play and miss I've seen. Wait until the final to show us, but beautiful. That shape away, maybe with a little bit of extra bounce with the pace. He's quite tall. He's Dylan Fernandez.
As he comes back in, the big left-hander. Can't quite see the swing from that angle, but it's cut down to the ropes for a single.
And it was the width on that occasion. Wilton just deciding to give himself a bit of room there, lean back on it and just throw your hands at it. And with that sweeper out there, it was only just a single.
Well, he's bowling to his field, because it's always strange when you've got so little people on the boundary, and as a batsman you feel like, how can I just keep hitting it to that one fielder? He comes back in again, and then same spot, just pushes it just outside off, and he's pushed through for a single.
Rightio, that's the end of the 6th over. A really good start, none for 38.
No W's, none for 38, 6 down, partnership is good. Kratzmann has decided, time for the skipper. And he's just working through his run-up. He's done a lot of running around, has he what? I think in several stages throughout the last match that was on, he mightn't have thought they were going to play in this match. But then in the chat afterwards, he said, hey, we got them all. We've got them all covered. And starts proceedings, that's it. Hit away on the onside. Well, they start for a single and then have to go back because the fieldsman is there and there's no run, and on for 38.
Yeah, I love to see a captain come in and take the hard time, put in the pressure and really show lead from the front, that is. And coming in right now is a delicate time.
That ball is hit in the air behind point. The possibility of a catch was there. Bellchambers, I think it was, down there. But he couldn't quite get around, and he's a little disappointed, the big man. It was a decent sort of an edge and looked like it might have even gone to him, but he couldn't quite get there.
As we see the replay here, and coming wide from around the stumps, he goes to swing and up in the air, and poor Bellchambers just couldn't quite get it. Maybe if it was the first day of the competition, he might have got there, but it's been a hard week, and they're the hard ones to try and bend out for.
None for 40. Kratzmann tries again, and this is swung away lustily down the ground. Oh, he's got that in the middle. That's a big, big blow down the ground. We'll wait now for the explanation from Dave Schofield or Alan Owens, but that one was a mighty hit for a maximum, and that's almost gone through those goalposts down there. That was a big blow, and the 6 runs to be recorded. It's none for 46, Wilton 15, and Chosnick, he is on 29. What a blow that was.
Yeah, look at Mogsy walking off, like he's walking off another 100 metres over the fence, and as we go past Groper Hill, but none of them are in there to help him. They're all tired up in their week. They're all just sitting there watching.
Yeah, having a quiet beer, that's all right. I've heard them actually, not this particular groping group, but at cricket matches where I've been, I've heard go the grope is a very, very popular terminology. To me, it's not the way to go, but still. You've had a couple and, hey, over there, you both go the group. When people are walking past, and I thought, no, I'll just leave that one alone.
Yes, drink responsibly, of course.
Absolutely. But we haven't had any issues. The crowd's been well behaved, and it's a good turnout today because this is the last game in terms of what it all means in the competition. None for 46. Kratzmann 8 in his first over, and this next ball is hit hard down the ground. There was plenty on it, but straight to the fieldsman, who's whitish of mid-on, wearing number 12 blazoned across his bat, or across his back, I should say. Gorillage, and there's no run. Next ball is hit in the air. Where's that going to land? It might land this time with a drop catch. Oh dear. That sailed into the air, looked as if it was going to be gobbled up with glee. It hung around, and unfortunately it bobbled out. We'll see a replay, but that is bad luck. And EV2 have missed a real chance. Let's have a look at the replay.
As Kratzmann comes in wide again, he goes for that slap on the onside and gets the top edge and come around, and poor old Grant Nelson, I think that is, or was it Mark Laird? I didn't quite see the other number next to the 0. But that was unfortunate. I think your call saying dear oh dear was probably the exact one, because as that semi-final, we saw them field and take some magnificent catches, didn't we?
We saw, yeah.
That was unfortunate.
None for 45. This partnership is just that. It's 45. Fernandez, no wicket for 6. But 2 shots in that over where the ball caught the edge and flew behind point on the offside. The first one Bellchambers couldn't quite get around to. And with Wilton and Chosnick getting themselves organised, this is a very good partnership. Fernandez in bowls and off the front foot, driven handsomely out towards the boundary. Won't go all the way. It slides along the turf, which incidentally has been immaculately prepared here. Congratulations to I was going to say the caterers, but how about those that have done well as curators? And the old chestnut, you throw in a roughie, one of those quiz questions. One of my favourite ones I'll throw in now, but the answer's very easy. This ball outside the off stump is hit in towards the mid-off position, and there's no run. The Australian player who assisted after Les Burdett moved on as a curator at the Adelaide Oval. And I thought, are you serious? He didn't take over as the total curator, but he was being tutored by Les Burdett.
And he was a caterer as well?
No.
Is that the...
Oh, no. He was an Australian cricketer.
Yeah.
And he still is. And he was a curator. Oh, there's a hit into the onside, and there's a catch, and there's a wicket. Thank goodness is the call. That ball was spanked by Wilton out towards square leg. It flew like a tracer bullet. We've said that a few times, but it went straight to the fieldsman, and the catch was taken by number 15 out there, and that is Paul Adami. Let's have a look at it. Good catch, but gee, there's plenty on it.
Great catch. We see the replay here, and Milton, he's picked it up very early. He's seen it, he's middled it, and he's hit it straight to square leg, and then you see him Wilton just stand there in the middle. He cannot believe it. He felt that he'd got a 4 for sure once it hit his bat, but he's hit it straight to him. This is a beautiful picture of it. Oh, lovely
Good
grab.
catch, wasn't it?
Wasn't it? It was swinging away from him. He was going straight for his chest and started swinging away, and he got out there and just grabbed it like a slips catch.
It looked as if, for a brief moment, beautiful work by our camera boys, because we saw a different angle and it looked like the ball was just a little bit wide of his body, but he got it.
That was a great angle by the cameraman, who have done an absolutely sterling job this week. We haven't missed a trick. I think there was only one time we missed a stumping, and that was only because of the fielder standing in the way. So they've been outstanding.
Well, I see them most lunchtimes when they've gone into every available takeaway shop in Mildura, and they've performed with distinction. And some of the work there in getting rid of the food has been personal bests, I'd suggest. It's been really well done.
I love it, Peter, how it seems to always come back to the catering, and that's one of the key efforts of a great day of cricket just as much.
It is. Now let's get back to who was the assistant to Les Burdett as one of those curators at the Adelaide Oval, and he plays for Australia. Oh, I might have thrown in a tricky one.
Plays for Australia now?
Yeah. He
Oh, and
does.
he was a curator.
He wasn't the curator. He was assisting with Les Burdett when Les was the curator.
Right, not the GOAT.
No.
Gary Lyon.
Oh, Gary's. Yes.
Gary.
Yeah, Gary Lyon, no.
Not Gary Lyon.
The answer is Nathan Lyon.
Nathan Lyon.
Yeah, Nathan Lyon. There you go. Good man too, Nathan Lyon. Lovely man. And I wonder, we won't talk about cricket now, but the fact of the matter is that he's been around forever and, he's given away the possibilities of singing the song anymore now. So that might be a message to say he might be moving on. We're not moving on. We're staying here. 7.5 overs gone. It's 1 for 48 with Chosnick on 25 and Stone is the new batsman. He is on 1. Fernandez picking up the wicket in this over, that of Wilton. This ball from Fernandez off the back foot, punched away. Good shot. Gets the gap, runs towards the boundary, will be scooped up just inside. And the throw comes back in a hurry from Willie Moggs. He got it back quickly. End of the over. We've got 1 for 49 after 8 overs with Chosnick on 1. Now, hang on, that partnership is just being shown up on the board. And so that wicket, a good one, a very good catch too. And so the game itself, there'll be a few roundabouts before we get to any idea at all as to what will happen with this first target.
Absolutely. There's a lot to go yet. And as you mentioned, during all that fun, we had Stone come in and taken over from Wilton, and he's not going to, it's not much of a let-off losing Wilton to replace with Stone, because he's had an outstanding competition as well. He's got over 200 runs this comp at an average of 52, so he's no bunny.
No. Most of them, when required, have come to the fore, but, we pick out who our favourite is. I don't know. I've got a lot of them, when you see them in action and you see them go out, march in with authority and attempt to continue to tick the score over, which in a 20-over game is absolutely halfway. You've got to do it. Here we are now. We've 1 for 49, 8 overs. There's only 20 in the game. There's only 49 runs, so not a lot at the moment anyway.
Goes quick, doesn't it?
It does. First ball of a new over is patted away down the ground on the onside, and there's no run.
You were talking earlier about how you'd mentioned that Kratzmann didn't feel like there was any bunnies in his team, but I have noticed that there's 3 or 4 players out there with a couple of hairs.
Oh, thank you very much. Good.
Bang, bang, ding dong.
Yeah, that's a wide. And the word in too, we've had quite a few inquiries about if Billy's okay. Billy is okay. He was being massaged, being looked after. The lovely young lady, Jess, who was been very, very helpful to us in the media. She's been doing a mighty job for the last couple of weeks. And he's been looking after umpiring for every day. So good on you, Billy. You've made a wonderful contribution to what we consider is a very important sporting event, and well done to you for being there and for all the work that you've done in the middle with all sorts of weather and getting to know a lot of the players too. He's a really good man.
Yeah, he's been fantastic, and no, I did understand that there was always a plan that he wouldn't do the final. He was always going to wanted to give the honour to the 2 local best umpires of the week.
And those were chosen, Dave Schofield and Alan Owens, as this first ball of the next over is punched away, or the middle of the over it is, and they get back to complete 2. Kratzmann takes it on the bounce. So 1 wicket down. It's 53 runs on the board. Chesnick 27, Stone on 3. Overs remaining 11.2. Run rate is 6 at the moment. This one wide of the off stump, and Kratzmann walks away from it. And there's a limp from one of the batters who's coming up from the opposite end.
And the bowler.
Everybody. Hands up those who aren't limping. And there are no hands that are put in the air. Kratzmann, this is a tidy over. Just 4 runs from it, plus the wide. He holds that one back and he's driven down the ground. There'll be a 1 single. And that's the completion of the over. So I'll give you the score and then I'll make way for Patrick. It's 1 for 55 with Chesnick on 28 and Stone on 4 in our coverage that continues from the Mildura Sports Precinct.
And we're back at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. 9 over mark, 1 for 55, the RJR All Stars. With Kosnick on 28, Stone 4. So 2 of the key personnel here for the Stars. Darren Cheek, they'll be looking to go deep into the innings here.
Welcome back, Pat. They certainly will as he short comes in and just he bowls his nice little drop slow balls and puts it in the block hole, but he's just driven it across for a single.
So conditions are still pretty good. There's a little bit of breeze out there to contend with, but pretty comfortable for all of these boys who've been so strong over the past week or so. Some backing up into their second week as Kosnick goes down the ground on the bounce to the man there at long on, so he'll pick up another single and score advances to 1 for 57.
Yeah, that little slow ball by Short was a little bit short that time because he came down and hit it high and long. Short's back and just puts another ball that was a bit too short, and it's easily pulled down to long on.
It's almost like pulling up short just to get to the green, isn't it? Those last couple of shots, just well measured, didn't overhit them.
No. One of the lucky it wasn't the Wilton, one of the other big fellas, they would have gone way over the fence. Kosnick's been showing a lot of aggression with his batting, and
Great
with
shot.
that, beautiful shot. He stepped right outside off stump. He knew where he was going to go. As soon as he let go of the ball, he can see that vacant area behind square, and he's done that quite a few times, just easily turned it around, and those kind of shots certainly always feel really nice once they get off the middle.
So we've got 1 for 62 midway through this 10th over. So we'll get a drinks break coming up shortly, and then the All-Stars will just need to reset and pick the momentum up again.
Short's back in and just stayed a little bit lower that one, and it's pushed to cover, and they get a dot ball.
Been a bit rare, haven't they, in recent times? Although Dylan Fernandez bowled a ripping spell, didn't he, from the Deakin Avenue end, and he had a lot of support. There's quite a good crowd underneath the pavilion to our right. Very complimentary of Dylan's exploits.
Back in, and that's cut through the covers to the sweeper and comes around and picks it up. That's not a bad arm for this time of the weeks too, so they're really putting in these fellas out in the field.
All right, so at the 10 over mark, it's 1 for 63 as we just pause, and yes, we're all heading off for a drink, and we'll be back shortly.
What's going on?
That's you.
What do you expect me to do about it?
It's time.
It's time to see my mates at CPAP Direct. They help me get my sleep apnea sorted, and they offer good old-fashioned customer service and support. CPAP Direct not only have the latest technology in sleep testing, CPAP machines and masks, they can help you too.
You can leave the mask on.
What?
Say I'll never waste my time. I'm all you want. Oh, yeah, we live it up. I know for sure that I'll always.
G'day and welcome to Mildura, the capital of tropical North Victoria, where adventure awaits you around every bend. But unlike Queensland, you don't have to worry about crocs. Epically wide river that goes forever. Perfect for water sports. Your next adventure is in Mildura, and it's just a short flight away. We'll see you there.
Begins with passion. It begins with Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket, trusted by players worldwide. From head to toe, complete cricket solutions. Official uniform supplier for GT20 and CCMC. For every walk to the crease, for every bold start, for every fearless shot, Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket.
And back to live pictures here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. Both franchises have enjoyed a bit of refreshment, and we're good to go again once more from the Vineyard end. Looks like it'll be Andrew Kratzmann who's operating right arm around the wicket, behind the Kosnick. Who advances and takes him long down the ground. Is it long enough? You bet it is. It clears the rope and goes for 6.
Yes, that was a great opening by Kosnick, wasn't it? We've had Kratzmann coming really wide and trying to push it across, and each time that someone or Kosnick has tried to hit that ball, he's skied it. And we saw one drop catch because of it, but that time he got that right in the middle, what he was planning before, and way over the fence.
So it looks like he's timing his run nicely. Here's one of our premier performers with the bat during the round-robin stages. Full picture this time as he heaves it. He muscles it out towards the mid-wicket boundary. And he's gone again for another 6. So now some big questions being asked of the EV2 cricket skipper, Andrew Kratzmann, as we see our friends up there on Groper Hill doing the retrieval duties there. But Kosnick come in to this finals day today with 209 runs at 41, 350. So he certainly has been at the peak of his powers.
He's really putting the pressure on Kratzmann now. Comes in, he's driven it straight down the ground of the fielders there. He comes across and fields it nicely, and they just get through for the single.
He looks very still and balanced at the crease, doesn't he? There's not a lot of movement. He'll just basically get in his position and then keeps his head very still and hits through the line beautifully.
Kratzmann wasting no time to come back in and bowls a beautiful full ball, and Stoney just digs it out.
Yeah, just trying to get my head through why Kratzy would be coming around the wicket, whether he's just trying to be able to try and get it more outside the off stump so they can't hit him to the leg, but hasn't worked so far for him in this over.
No, not in this over. He comes in again and again. He's very wide.
That's a wide.
Going across, and that one's cost him.
He's going to get through past the keeper, McFadden, so they'll get an extra to add to that.
But I think that's the plan. Like what he's doing is he is trying to come in from so wide that he can get more, push it right across, and when they come down on that front foot to push it behind square, they got no hope. Comes in again really wide, pushes it, bowls it wide, and that one's just slapped. That's a slapper straight down the ground, and that is the closest of the day to the 6 car and truck rental sign for that $25,000. So we'll see what that's like in the replay and see how close he gets.
It's his third 6 of the over, and once he gets himself set, he just goes big, doesn't he? He just knows where his zones are, and certainly down the ground at the moment and through mid-wicket. And that's his 50 as well, 53 from 35. As now we can see some extra chirp out in the field from EV2 cricket. Some pressure coming in now as Kratzmann continues. That's angling back this time into the right-hander. It was well played. He adjusted late, didn't he? Because he was looking to go straight down the ground again. And it's just to pick up the single fielding done there by Grant Nelson.
Well done by Kratzmann in that last ball there. But I talked to you at the break about Kosnick and the fact that I was surprised he was 34 or roundabout off of under a run of ball. And now suddenly, bang, one over is 54 off of 36 balls. That's a fantastic start from them. Maybe the skipper had a word to him and said at the drinks break, hey, now it's time to move. We've still got 9 wickets. That's one wicket and over we can lose, and we still get to bat the whole 20. So let's make a move.
So 1 for 85 in the 11th over. EV2 cricket winning the toss earlier this afternoon, deciding to field first. There has been the RJR All Stars who've seized the moment and have got things rolling their way nicely. As we look at John Short,
comes back in and over the wicket, and again Kosnick's going to look at that spot he likes, and has he got at the boundary? No, the sweeper can't get around, and that's the spot he's been hitting, and I think that in the last over with Kratzmann, that's what he's stopping him from trying to do. but unfortunately Cosman did decide, well, I won't do it to Kratz, I'm just going to slap him over his head. But he's now got back into his groove and turned it around.
He's got long levers, hasn't he? So when he gets out for that slog sweep, he just seems to have so much extension to get to the ball early on the bounce. And he's got great control too when he plays those shots. There's never seeming to be any risk of it hitting a top edge or skying the ball in towards the direction of a fielder. So, as we said, lots of questions out there at the moment for EV2 cricket skipper Andrew Kratzmann and his bowling attack. Really having the gauntlet thrown down in front of him at the moment, aren't they?
Yes, you see the skipper Kratzmann come across and having a chat to Short and saying to him, look, we need to get this a little bit more outside off stump. But you say about Short and his levers and stretching out, he's one of the few players left that seems to still be able to stretch out long and use those levers.
So Short continues. Slower pace delivery is going to just be taken back with a point and missed on the ring there. It's speeding out towards the rope and it's just going to trickle in. Yep. So 1 for 93. Bit of misfortune that time for EV2 cricket. And the run rate continues to tick over here. 8.21 at the moment for the All Stars. We were talking about that score of around about 180. Well, they seem like they're on track for that at the moment.
Yes, they do, especially now in these last couple of overs. It was nice then to see Short knew that he was lucky to get away with that one. He went up and gave the bowler Short a high five and said, sorry, mate.
There's Kosnick's hitting out backward a point, timing it beautifully, and away it goes. There's no fielder in camera shot there. And he really is taking the game away from EV2 cricket at the moment. And this partnership is becoming a real concern. 51 runs from 24 balls in 18 minutes. And Stone's only made 6 of them. He's just been that silent partner at the other end, hasn't he?
What a great game plan to be able to change that Kosnick's done there. We're just saying about how he's trying to get everything legged. That's his shot. And Kratzmann came over and talked to Short. And I'm sure he said to him, right, we need the ball on the offside. And then Kosnick goes and gets away with 2 boundaries to the off.
So he's leaning back and again going the area right down to another gap at mid-wicket and 4 more. This is some sort of dig now coming up from Glenn Kosnick as he moves into the 70s. Partnership up to 55 from 25. It brings up the 100 as well for the RJR All Stars. 1 for 101 in this the 12th over. Wowee.
Wowee. He was 34 or 30 off of 31, and now he's 70 off of 40. All in just 1 over and 4 balls since drink break.
This time he's taking it again out to the onside. There is a sweeper out there at the mid-wicket fence, so they'll just walk through the single. And nicely picked up by the batsman Stone at the striker's end as Glenn McFadden was just caught out of position a little bit there. So 1 more ball to go of this, the 12th over. We'll take a break. Peter Walsh will come in. I think he's got a special guest to have a chat to as well, which is exciting as we continue through this global T20 Spirit of Cricket Festivale Grand Final here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. And it's lofted back to Short. He takes the return catch. And Stone was done for by the pace off the delivery. Nicely bowled by the big man, John Short. And that's a vital breakthrough for EV2 cricket as they pick up the second wicket with a score at 112 off 12 overs. We'll take a short break with Peter Walsh to return. In fact, we'll just take a quick look at the replay first before we head off. And Short really got it in the spot. A little bit of pace off the delivery, and no doubt we could see that Stone was trying to work the ball into the onside, and he was just done for at the end. But there we go. There's another scalp for EV2 cricket, a much-needed one. The score 2 for 102.
Bit happening if you don't mind. 2 for 102. Chesnick 71. Stone out for 6. That's after 12 overs. And a thrill to welcome back a voice that was familiar with us a few days ago, I think. Jesti Tarzinski. who was the physio extraordinaire, who has been one of the busiest people in the last 2 weeks with your existence, young lady. Have you stopped to take a breath?
Thanks, Walshy. No, welcome. I'm glad to be back. Yes, I did have a break. Have had a few days off.
But how crazy, not crazy, I shouldn't say that. What about the war of attrition with those bodies out there that have been knocked about? How busy has it been for you?
It's been very busy. Yeah, the boys have been in a lot of welter playing. It started off with a lot of hamstring injuries, and now it's the calves and the quads they've all blown out.
They've all blown out. Can you just describe that for those who might not be aware as to what a blown out quad looks like?
It means the way you watch a few of those boys hobbling out there. Just watching Shorty bowl that last over, he had a torn hamstring 10 days ago. So to be seeing him out there bowling right now is a wonderful effort on his behalf.
What's the magic cure for that?
There's lots of magic cures, but a lot of rest, a lot of recovery. He's had some physio work, and I think these guys are just veterans, and they literally veterans in the word, and they just fight in the battle, and he just wants to be out in the field, and if you're playing in finals, that's what you got to do.
Is it no pain, no gain? Is it about that simple?
It's not always that simple, but I think when you're a cricketer, you get out there and give it your all, I guess.
Jess, what's been the hardest injury that you've had to work on?
Hardest injury. I don't say any injuries are hard. It's just trying to manage. The hardest is the actual player, not the injury. Allowing them to recover to get back out there.
And you've got to have some strength too, because I'm sure everyone wants it to be fixed straight away, the injury, and you've got to tell them that there might be a bit of patience required.
That is correct. That is the hardest part of my job, is when I have to rule someone out and tell them that they have to sit on the sideline and miss a few games to be able to be playing in a final right here, right now.
Have your patients got patience?
Do cricketers have patience?
Well, I don't know. I'm asking you that now.
I believe that cricketers do have patience, and they listen to my medical advice, and they've, achieving what they're out there. And if you're out there playing cricket right now after having a hamstring done less than 10 days ago, I think they've got the patience to look after them and listen to my advice.
Yep. And so many men running around with no clear direction in their lives. They're just playing cricket after cricket after cricket. But there must be a bit of a buzz for you, because everybody's yelling out in the corridors of where I'm staying, "Where's Jess? Is she here now? Send her to room 104. I've got work to do." You've got busy, busy times.
I had my phone off for 2 days, and my phone blew up as soon as I turned it back on. I was like, when are you back? How long are you going to be?
Right.
Why are you away from the field right now? So exactly that.
So that then speaks highly of, and I've watched the way you work too. You just throw a beach towel down on the ground and jump on your next patient, and away you go. And I tell you what, you don't mess around. You really do work hard.
Absolutely. I think our role is just as important, to be able to keep the players moving, active, and staying as youthful as they can.
What would be your advice then? We've got big Michael Kasparovich, Australian bowler, who isn't considering making a comeback even though he's over the right age now. Is there an age where you think to yourself, you can't be serious, come on, just play lawn bowls, but just play a game where you're not going to pull a groin muscle or do a hamstring?
Look, I think it's all in the mind.
The mind?
If you put your mind to it, any player will still be able to get back and play.
Really?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's the desire to be out there and chase that little bit of leather that gets any player over that line.
Yep, okay. Now you're going to watch the end of this game. Is it then a slow down? Do you get into a slow lane in your life?
My life's never slow. I'm always on the run, so no slow down for me, I'm afraid. I think I just go straight back into my continual job and working with my clients that I haven't seen for the last 2 weeks. Yep. So I'll be continually busy, and I think my plan is just to keep following the cricket around for the next 6 to 18 months on the road and keep moving while I can.
And this has been a bit of a buzz for you, surely?
Absolutely. It's been a wonderful 2 weeks here, actually. We've been very blessed to have so many wonderful cricketers here, and their ability and their belief in what I do to help them keep out there in the field. It's a lovely thing when they appreciate it.
Well, we do appreciate you coming back in to say hello, Jess Ditazinski. How's that? Pretty good?
Close enough.
Thank you.
Ditazinski, you got it.
Ditazinski. Thank you, Jess, for calling in. You walked past and said hello, and then you realised, I've been spotted.
Yeah.
And we lassoed you and dragged you in for another chat.
All good, Walshy, anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What a delightful young lady, and congratulations for all that you've done. And I'd speak on behalf of all the athletes, and thanks for calling in now as Michael Kasparovich prepares to come into the lineup with the score of 2 for 114. Kosnik is 79 and Lavender 3. And Michael Thanks for popping in and saying hello, but just needed to talk to Jess. She's been such a wonderful, not a breath of fresh air, but a breath of fresh air for all of the cricketers who want to get looked after straight away. And what have we seen as I've been talking? We've seen a wicket. Have we? Yes, we have. Let's have a look here. Chesnick is 79, Lavender 3. And it's now 3 for 114 because Kosnick is out for 79, 3 for 114, 13.2 overs through. Let's have a look at the action replay.
Another look there. Enjoy wine. Got that replay. Beautiful wine bar down there too.
Settle down.
Have a little look at this one. It's just looked to turn to the leg side and bowled him almost around his legs, you'd almost say there too. But, oh, look, great bit of work there. Mark Bellchambers. Oh, sorry, it was Sipple. Apologise. For that, with that wicket. 1 for 13 he has. Brings Hancock to the crease.
3 for 114. Hancock joined and Lavender's out there. 13.2 overs gone. Bit of running to do yet and a bit of building on this. Score at the moment is pretty good considering we've got 6.4 overs left. Run rate is 8 and a bit, but the man who has just been dismissed, he'll be missed because he was having some fun, wasn't he?
Oh, he sure was, wasn't he? Showed everyone what to do and late, and we talked about, I suppose, the injuries or the soreness and all that. He didn't show us any signs of that, did he? But look, this is actually a really good position there to find themselves in.
There's the first ball to the new batsman, wide of the off stump and hit into the ground hard and bounces around to where the wicketkeeper dashes from behind the stumps to pick it up and do a flick back. What's happening down there? Glenn McFadden doing the work. As Sipple gets through his overs quite quickly. Comes in, tosses up on leg stump, takes him on the pad. They go through for the leg by. Sipple decides to have a throw. It hits the stumps and he reckons he might have a wicket. He was very, very confident, or was he?
No, he sure is. He sure is because it's a direct hit. There's a saying that often direct hits are, oh, look at it, they're not so much, they're always out.
I know. It's give me 5, brother, too, with all the fieldsmen. They're slapping digits together. Let's have a look. What do you think, Michael? Get your eagle eye out on this possibility.
All set to go, but Sipple here, he threw it up there nice and slow, just turned to the leg side, but great bit of work there, picked up and throwing one meet, and the good slide. So we'll have a look from side on. Of course, the third umpire is seeing the same vision that we are. We'll just see. Oh. I'm not sure. Can we see that
Nor
again?
am I. We've got half a dozen peering eyes to my right. The cameramen doing a brilliant job, and well done to them. And there seems to be now an appearance from the fielding team that there might not be a wicket. What do you think?
Well, just going back into position here. There's nothing official just yet. Still waiting.
Yeah, we've got our third umpire there, so we'll know shortly. That's Steve Ward, is it, or is that Brenton?
I'm not sure. It's one of them. Maybe both.
Now there's not dissatisfaction or consternation, but we're waiting for the official result.
How good is the technology that we actually have here, that we can see it?
Yeah, it's wonderful.
And the replays are there.
He's out!
And see you later.
Alligator.
Well, we talked about the direct hit. Just proved that was how beneficial that was. Great moving from Sipple.
That was extraordinary. Well picked up because when he ran for the ball, it looked as if he'd pick it up and then realise there's no possibility of a run out. But then he saw the batter heading for danger and he got rid of it so quickly and then ran straight past to the umpire. Let's have another look.
Slide and the bails are off there.
Oh, brilliant fielding. Excuse me. Take a bow. Ashley Sipple, the big A. The big A's done the big throw. Accuracy. And Walsh moves in. This could change the game.
Oh, absolutely. We've seen this all the time. We're just talking about what a great position RJR All Stars were in and just put themselves, called a platform, just to really take a launch from there. But all of a sudden, the brakes are put on and starting again.
Sipple in his 4th over. This ball, it's worked away on the offside. They start for the single, they run, and they have respect for Sipple, who can't pick it up and doesn't need to because there is support from another fieldsman out there. But how often do you see that when someone picks the ball up and in the same motion and the accuracy is there? And the fielding coaches would be absolutely thrilled when they see that, because when Jess was up a few moments ago talking about the weary bodies, it would have been an effort to get down there and pick it up and then go ping and then hear the whack and then see the finger go up.
Took a little while before the finger was up, but but absolutely. No, it was wonderful to see.
It's a good wicket, all right. 4 for 115. Walsh hasn't scored, hasn't faced a ball. Lavender is 4. He's faced 4. Sipple, 1.5 overs, 1 for 14, but a run out as well. And he's in. Tosses it up, pushed away gently on the offside, and all of a sudden, from us calling 6, 6, 6, gee, they're going well. All of a sudden, it takes one delivery to change not the state of the game, but to make it more interesting.
And 2 wickets and only 3 runs of that over will certainly do that. Well, hasn't that changed things up here? Because this nil period now, obviously so crucial. 14 overs gone, there's 6 overs remaining, and it just slows things up for a period of time. I mean, 1 or 2 overs here when they're in a position just to launch.
4 for 116. I don't know. What do you think? How many will they get? 6 overs remaining. The run rate is 8. Let's say 7, 8 and over. That's 48, 60. That's into the 70s, do you think?
Yeah, Wasp has it up about 176 or something like that. That's if they continue it. There was 170. There you go. Continuing at the same rate. But that's what I'm saying is that with that wicket, they normally just slow up for a couple of balls. When I say a couple of balls, it can't be more than an over.
The Grapes have quietened just a fraction on the hill. You don't have to yell out, though, to enjoy yourself, do you?
No. Well, they were a chance of getting a catch before, I think.
Well, that would have meant they had to put their beer can down and take the catch. You can't do that.
One-handed, easy.
Oh, yeah, I suppose you can. Yep.
Unless you got a beer in each hand.
I'll stay for 2 more overs and then Patrick can move in and take you through to the end of the 20. Let's see what's going to happen now as we see, speaking of 20, lured in for his second over, and that's on leg stump, and it's dragged away on the onside and hit crisply, but straight along the ground. It'll be fielded out there by, who's that out there? Let's have a look. The E2 man wearing number 3 is Matt Harris, is it? It is. I'll tell you what, I'm going to play Scrabble for a week after this. There's that many letters that have been floating around in your brain when you're trying to do this.
And you haven't been pronouncing Kaspovich all that much.
Oh, I've done pretty well, haven't I?
You've nailed it. Absolutely nailed it, Peter.
Yeah. That's all right, Michael.
I used to get Bill Laurie.
Oh,
was
Billy.
the only one that didn't quite, he didn't sort of try to change it, but he used to call me Capsowitz.
Yeah. God bless him, Billy. There's the ball off stump, and it's dragged away on the onside. Hit pretty well, but out to where the sweeper is on the boundary, and the sweeper who can run very quickly is Willie Moggs. He gets it back, and they're 3 for 1, 4 for 118. Walsh 2, Lavender 5. Winning the toss and electing to insert the opposition was the captain, Andrew Kratzman. As he watches as led in, bowls. And all possible stumping maybe down the leg side. Looked as if it was going to be gloved cleanly. Glenn McFadden there. Just have to see what the call is as we see 3 or 4 very keen to get across and watch what was going on when the ball was being delivered back.
Yeah, I think the umpire called that wide straight away. So there's a couple they've managed to run through there. But, look, we've seen some great keeping and the leg side stumping. Maybe there was a plan there. I don't think so. I think he just got the radar a little bit wrong.
Yep, 4 for 121. This ball off the back foot, knocked wide out towards where they go for the run. And I saw a fieldsman in there, and there could be a possible overthrow here. The fieldsman bobbed up into our screen in front of us, and there was some action. And I thought for a minute there might have been a problem with a run out.
Well, off the bat, he's hit it straight to the fielder, but good understanding from the non-striker. We're getting going here.
Next ball. Oh, wild swing and a miss outside the off stump, and it goes through to the gloves of the keeper. And that's one thing that I will always say when following cricket. Wicket keepers are just so special. They are extraordinary what they have to do with their concentration and their abilities to do the right thing. We haven't had too many bad ones. This one hit down the ground. It's long and straight on the bounce. Hit it crisply. And that's Kratzman, the captain down there doing the fielding. No run. 4 for 122.
We've had some pretty good ones. Unfortunately, Rod Marsh passed away
Yes.
a little while, but Adam Gilchrist, I've always said this about Gilly, being a good mate of mine. It's almost like he changed the position description for the wicketkeeper, didn't he?
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden you had to be able to bat awesome as well.
Yep. This ball is the last of the over outside the off stump, and it's cut hard into the ground, and they run the first very quickly. And the return back isn't too bad, so that's the completion of the over. 4 for 124 with Walsh on 4 and Lavender on 6.
Every moment captured in real time. Wickets, boundaries, bowling, batting, all brought to life. Vision AI turns data into visuals for analysis, streaming and content. NV Play. Vision AI. The future of cricket is here.
Are you a batsman who's still training hard, still getting starts, but the big scores just won't come? It's not your technique, it's your process. Email the word SPIRIT to info@simplebatting.com and we'll show you the 3 simple steps serious batsmen are using to become the run scorer their team relies on, season after season.
And back to live action here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. RJR All Stars 4 for 124 after 15. We've now rolled into power play number 3. So we'll see the deployment of an extra man outside of that restrictive circle. So 5 men out in the deep as Casper just casts a keen eye out into the venue here to see what he can reel in for us. We've certainly got men at long on and long off, and it looks like there is also a man there out at the extra cover boundary on this at the offside. John Short's just making sure he's got them all in the right places. So 4 for 124, Walsh is 4, Lavender 6. It's wide, it's outside the off stump. It's not connected, but it'll be called by the umpire as a wide. So that's the way they want to get going here for a start.
Yeah, with that field, as I said, you described it well. It had the classic onside of deep square leg, deep mid wicket, long on, and then long off as well.
Oh, a bit of a stop in his run up there. Not too sure whether he was casting an eye to the non-striker backing up there potentially. We saw almost the M word come into effect last night while you were out at dinner, I reckon.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Didn't take it, but he certainly made the non-striker aware that he'd let go a little bit too early from the other end. This one's lofted out into the deep on the offside. And a bit of work to be done here by Mark Laird as he'll get there and very Calypso style to underarm the ball through back to the other end. Yeah, no Bales would take it off. It was just the stop of the run and just say, hey, hang on, mate. You just wait on.
Back in your box.
Wait your turn.
I like this from Short because he doesn't bowl with a lot of pace. He takes a lot of pace off the ball.
It's heaved away by the left-hander out to the onside. They've got a lot of protection there, and one in particular is the skipper, Andrew Kratzman, who fires it back.
He puts himself in the deep, doesn't he? As a skipper, he's not hiding in close. I think potentially there's a broken finger.
Is that right?
As well, I heard him talking about something like that, and there was another body part or two that were squealing as well. So
that could maybe lead to the fact that he hasn't made as many runs as what we might characteristically expect from Andrew. He's certainly going well, but not as good as normal, so maybe he's having a few issues hanging on to the bat. That one is extremely off pace that time from Johnny Short, but they'll still push through for another single. So score 4 for 129. Wasp at the moment is suggesting early 170s. Our par was about 180 coming in at the start.
Was it really? Yeah, I think. I think that was the key, and even chasing that, we haven't seen. We have actually seen anyone chase down 180.
I reckon in one of the first games we did, the team got them in about 11 overs.
That's right. It was too. Oh, what a shot! Full length there, and applause too for the effort to slide full length to try and drag that in, but unfortunately, it's gone all the way. I say unfortunately for EV2 cricket.
Yeah, Matty Harris is a bit stiff and sore for himself as he gets back up and moves back into his position. So a much needed boundary for the All Stars, 4 for 133. As we can see Walsh just backing across and heading towards the man there at backward point, just on the ring. They'll pick up another single.
I like the way it's rotating.
The left and right-handed combo too is tricky, not only for the bowler but the skipper having to manipulate his field into the different positions.
Yeah, but he's doing well. Short.
Throws that out around the leg side. It's dealt with comfortably by Jason Lavender, and it looks like it might just get away. Although the big fellow Fernandez is just going to reel it in as he'll fire it back. And it's a good running between the wickets. And they may have well picked up 3 there. We'll just wait for the score. Indeed they did. So the end of 16 overs. The All-Stars are 4 for 137. So these two now got themselves settled. It's imperative that they can try and bat through the next 3 or 4 overs.
Well, how about 4 overs, because that'll be the end of it. And chasing, of course. Or setting, I should say. Setting that total. Looking, it's got I mentioned the word platform before too. I think it's a really good position that they've put them in here. A few wickets in hand as well. And they've just sort of got a bit of a feel, a sense of what to do.
I was keenly overhearing your convo about the wicket keepers and how Adam obviously changed the game, and a lot of other blokes that came out of post that era. We think of Baz McCullum, of course, Josh Butler from the UK. There was quite a few that came onto the scene that just really took it on when they got out in the middle. They were basically a batting wicket keeper, weren't they? I know they were a great gloveman, but they were making the list bat all the way down to 7.
Yeah, and I just think that the position we started looking for keepers that had to be batsman. Instead of, you think back to your Rod Marsh, and I suppose the skill behind the stumps was always number 1.
Marshy was handy as a bat, but he wasn't a regular big scorer of runs like Adam was. And I guess it was always a tough gig for Brad Haddon, who followed on after, but I thought he was outstanding as well.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's led as the ball's heaved away. It was going to go out towards the fine leg boundary. They'll get 1, and that's all they'll get, because some good work there by Grant Nelson to get it back in quickly.
Yeah, the Wasp. It's been pretty consistent, isn't it? That's sort of over 170. Of course, the score predictor.
As Walsh is hitting nicely through the gap onto the offside, but they do have men patrolling the boundary out there at cover. Willie Moggs is the man as he brings it back into the bowler and just the 1.
Yeah, and the way we're looking at that, sort of, I guess, if it continues at 8.5 runs and over.
Lavender heaves one out towards the man at forward square on the boundary. And a nice return back into the keeper, John Short.
It's a great arm.
It was a great arm, wasn't it?
Just letting all the guys in the shed know that there's still a good arm out there. He is throwing into the breeze too, so he's well positioned.
Walsh is this time going aerial, and he's going to be taken as Andrew Steindl catches the ball but then clutches the left leg. So I don't think he's come up really well physically after that effort, which was a good catch. He was out of position initially, maybe just a bit of cramp, I'm hoping. So he's just trying to work over that left leg. But another wicket falls here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. And that's exactly what EV2 cricket we're looking for as we see the replay of the delivery.
Yeah, just hitting that sort of just short length. And instinct means you want to go cross bat. He didn't really get hold of that at all. Either there's a sniper out there too. Maybe he rolled like there was
yeah. I think he may have just plugged in the surface and maybe, I won't say hyperextended, but sort of a bit of a flex or a bend of the knee as he went to ground. Hopefully he'll be okay to continue. He's just taking some fluid, some liquid refreshment, maybe some pain relief just to try and get him through the back end of the innings.
From here it doesn't look like a beer though.
He's not icing from the inside?
No,
that's still to come.
Muck around. No, definitely some water there just to give it a rub and just get on with it.
So new man is Pranatha Mudalij. He's batting at 7. 5 for 140, so another fresh man out in the middle. EV2 cricket will be just keen to try and put the brakes on here in the last couple of overs. Keep that score around the 160 mark, and they'll feel that they've got the men in the shed that can get that job done. Mildura is playing and missing outside the off stump. So this has been a really decent over, hasn't it, from Mark Laird. Picked up the wicket and just the 3 runs from it so far.
Yeah, with the ball to go, it's been outstanding, really, at this stage of the innings.
This time he's turning it away onto the onside, looking to find a gap, and he might have even gone all the way there. It's a fantastic shot. Signalled as a boundary, I reckon, from the umpire. No, it is 6. There we go. We just had the confirmation. So good start for Pranatha Mudalij. Gets underway with a maximum, and the score is 5 for 146 after 17.
We were just talking about that over. They've been really good. And
Of course. Yeah, cursed another one.
You sure did. But I think that's with that the 6 there, as we said, about you need that boundary every over. It's got to come there, and great to see, and not given a lot of pace to work with. Who's got in a real good position early. Did Mudalij. They just managed to spin around, but yeah, they went really square too. Man, in deep mid wicket, deep backwards square, so runs every time.
Threaded the needle beautifully, didn't he? As we wait for Kratzmann just to set up the field again for Ashley Sipple, who's been a really good performer with the ball across the tournament. He's so far bowled 2 overs, 1 for 15. So that's good going in this format of the game. He is the master of pace off, isn't he?
Yeah.
He can bowl some remarkably slow deliveries.
It's almost like a back spinner.
Yeah. So as we see on the overlay there, EV2 cricket winning the toss early this afternoon, deciding to field and chase them down in the second session as Lavender's finding the gap nicely behind point and will pick up 4.
Classy shot, that one. A little bit of width again, but just able to wait and time, but give himself that little bit of space there and timed it beautifully.
Looks like the Groper Hill is expanding. They're getting more cars and more reach out there. It might be Walshy's friend, our physiotherapist, who's bravely jumped the fence and thrown it back, Jess T. Charzinski.
It is too.
Yeah. She's maybe throwing a few cards out to the Groper boys to see if they need...
Business is pretty good.
Yeah, I would have thought so. She's been well, she was certainly steady during the international component of this competition.
Just checking if anyone brought their Booper cards.
So 5 for 146 at the start of the 18th over.
Medibank Private too, I think she's.
Yeah, no, she'll take all private health companies. Again, just angled away outside the off stump. They'll get the single there to the man at backward point. So once we refresh that scorecard, I reckon we're 5 for 151. Sipple has 1 for 20 now, and he's 3rd over. They've got that rate sort of nudging 8 3/4. They're trying to get it up around that 9 and over mark. Old mate the Wasp is getting them up there, almost to 180.
Well, there's only a few balls left, really.
Big shout for Sipple as Mudalij tries to go across the line. It might have just pitched outside the line. And leg byes will be the result there. Just one of them.
Must have hit him outside the line, yeah. For that. But really quick to an understanding from the two, just to get down the other end, rotate every time he comes off the pads.
He was probably a fair way down the wicket too, sort of almost semi-advancing at it, wasn't he? As we go back to live action, as Lavender steps back and opens up the offside, goes towards the man at short, 3rd man. So just picking up the singles again here, but they have got the boundary too, as you said, Casper. Important to get that one boundary in per over, and then you can just pick up your one a ball outside of that. This time Mudalij getting some good connection out into the onside. Man at backward square will look after that comfortably, so firing it back in.
Yeah, with 13 balls left in this innings, you really want to maximise that. So I dare say, and you want to be hitting with the breeze ideally. Last over is going to be set up for them to do so.
Steps out of the way of it there, Lavender, and then almost with some top spin over the top. He's going to be picked off in the deep though. Didn't quite get enough on it. And the catch is taken by EV2 Cricket. So another wicket for Ashley Sipple. He's 2nd. He now has 2 for 22. And that's a comfortable piece of work out in the deep as Lavender has to make his way off. Just didn't quite get going, did he, the big guy? He certainly can hit a big ball, but this time he just almost looked like he just tried to hit over the top of like a topspin forehand in the end, but didn't quite get the full contact.
No, he had that too, but he's hitting into the breeze there, so it would have held up nicely.
And it was Mark Laird out in the deep who gobbled it up comfortably, didn't he?
He sure did, coming around nicely. A nice set of comfortable two hands.
6 for 154 with 2 overs remaining. New man to the crease now, Ben Homan for the All Stars. He'll join Mildura. So again, a couple of freshies out there. We'll just take a little bit of time to acclimatise. Turning the strike over key in this situation, of course.
Well, you've only got 8 balls left. Oh, sorry, you've got 12 balls left, haven't you?
Yep.
To do something, and do plenty, I put it in that category.
Of course, in recent times we've seen 34 plundered from 6 balls from Big Roachy, so we know what's possible. If they could find an over like that and get themselves up into the mid-180s, give them a real shake at this trophy to be won, I would have thought. So Laird's now in at the bowling crease after taking the catch in the deep. The ball's hit out through the offside. We'll come back for a couple as it's fired down towards the bowler's end. It's making sure that the batsman earns his keep getting through for the second.
That's really well done too. Good understanding between these two and getting it out to the deep and turning it around. In and out of your crease really quick is the key. But backing yourself, I think, with tight arms, tight bodies I should say, and throwing arms, you should get there every time.
As Muddeledge gets a top edge out towards the man at the deep. It's just going to come through on the skip there to Kratzmann as he throws it back in. And again, Homan really having to work hard at the non-striker's end.
Oh, look, he got back there for those two, as I mentioned. Again, the understanding, any time it's going in the deep, they're looking for 2. And the throw from Kratzmann was actually on the money too, so well done.
All goes across really early. Bowler follows him, and that was cleverly done. And he just got himself into a really awkward position. Had no real room to open up and try and get the ball away on the onside. So 3 balls left to this, the 19th over. Full length, and Muddeledge is taking it across the line. Gets a good piece of it. But again, they've got the man out there. It's Willie Moggs. Runs in his full measure of 10 yards and throws it back in. Might have done with a relay there, perhaps, Will. So this is good going from Laird, though. 5 runs only committed from the 4 balls so far on the over.
Yeah, the key is to finish off here. You just don't, from the bowling point of view, and EV2 cricket side of things, no more boundaries.
Straight back to the bowl. That's well bowled for Mark Laird. So he's just got one more piece of his assignment left to finish off here. End of his 4th over. 6 for 159. Run rate's at 8.44. Full outside the off stump, and Homan's hitting down the ground. They've got protection there, so they'll get through for 1. So 19 overs gone, and the score is 6 for 160.
Wonderful position to be in here. It's a really good total with 6 balls to go. We were talking about 170. I know you spoke earlier about 180 even. But those couple of wickets just always slow it up. But well bowled from Ashley Sipple, 2 for 22 in the 19th over. It was his great stuff. So to finish off the very last over of this innings, just looking. Who's got it? Who's got the ball in hand?
Sipple still does have 1 over available, so maybe we'll go with him again. He's just waiting on some directions from his skipper, but it does look to be Ashley Sipple to round us out here. As it hits the pad, they'll scurry through for the leg by, and Sipple energetically follows through and picks it up. He wouldn't want to take your chance on his arm based on what we've seen.
We've seen him pretty good. He's moving really well, isn't he? And look, apologise. I think I said he bowled the 19th over. He's actually bowling the 20th.
Yep.
20th over. And so his bowling, the numbers are pretty good here.
Cut back down towards the man at 3rd man on the ring. They'll just get the single. So all going to plan so far for EV2 cricket. The last couple of overs they've executed pretty well.
Oh, they sure have. And it's so important this stage is just to stop the boundaries. You're happy, more than happy with the singles.
The ball's lofted down the ground into the onside, just on the bounce. And the fielder doing a nice job there to get it back in. So once again, just another single added to the tally. 6 for 163. See if Mildura can find something here and clear the rope. As he swings again across the offside. As we wait for the fieldsman to come in. Again, that side skip throw coming in, and that's right over the bars. That's great work.
That's John Short out there again. Oh, no, sorry, I apologise. That's actually Mark Leard.
He's got a good arm, hasn't he?
Doesn't he just? Yeah, powerful.
Oh, swung away down the leg side. Umpire's going to give it. Thought it might have just been angling down leg, but the umpire adjudicates in the positive for Ashley Sipple, who picks up his third, and then that's going to be Benny Homan on his way. LBW for 2, as we get another look on the Enjoy Wine Char Grill and Bar action replay.
Nice and full here from Sipple. Right up there.
Had come a long way across his stumps, even though he advanced. He'd stepped almost outside off stump to get it across to the onside. So decision that seems to be valid, and will stay with that tally of 7 for 164. So 1 ball remaining, and it's Jason Simmons who has to come out and try and go his hardest for 1 ball. As we can see our good friend Darren Cheek about ready to get the drone up into the skies. We might have some competition from our friend Magpie out there, who's continually pecking away at the Beatles just off to his left.
Oh, yeah. You can see him there, yeah, absolutely.
All right, so 1 to go. Sipple, 3 for 25. He's a really handy member of this EV2 cricket side. Does his job with the ball, and he will be very important at the top of the list with the bat too. So look to chase down that score of mid 160s, maybe 170 if Simmons can get one away over the rope here. Lots of time being taken over the field placings. About 5 to 4 local time here in Mildura. Throws it up and it's hit down the ground towards long on. Maybe look to try and go for the second. Misfield will allow that. There's even the chance of a third. Now the batsman's coming from the other end. There's a bit of confusion. They're both at the same end, and that will result in a wicket off the last ball with the man run out coming back for the third. So that should give us 8 for 166, I reckon, at the end of 20. They would have got the 2 completed, but not the third. And probably a mid-range sort of scoreline, I guess. They would have hoped for more than that going in at the start of the session, but it's on the board, I guess, and that's important in a final, isn't it?
Oh, it's certainly vital. And the reason I say that is I actually think they'd be really happy with that total.
Yep.
166, 167 to win. We'll have a look at that. The misfield went through the arms, and now they throw it back to the bowler's end. Now from the strike. Oh, sorry. They were just going through trying to get that extra run, just if there was one more misfield. And see you later.
Okay, so we might just see if we can get the magic button quickly, boys, to wrap up our scoreline here at the interval, as we'll take a 10-15 minute session break here. RJR All Stars wrapping up with a score at 8 for 166 after 20. We'll quickly go through the card, Casper, and see who were the leading lights. Kosnek, of course, the main man at the top with 79 from 46. Wilton was out, caught Adami bowled Fernandez for 20. Stone caught and bowled Short for 6. Lavender caught Laird, bowled Sipple for 18. Hancock was run out without scoring, unfortunately. Walsh made 13. Caught Steindl, bowled Laird. Mudledge was not out, 14, and the final 2 to fall. Home and LBW to Sipple for 2. And Simmons was run out for 2. Our bowlers, Ashley Sipple, 4 overs, no maidens, 3 for 27. And at the top, Dylan Fernandez really doing a number from the Deakin Avenue end, 4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 10. So when we return, the EV2 cricket outfit will require 167 runs for victory. We'll see you back in around 10 or 15 minutes.
The psychological health and safety culture of your workplace is vital to the success of your organisation. Are you addressing psychosocial hazards in the workplace? Learn to create a positive mental wellbeing culture where your business and your people flourish through our in-person, live online, and self-paced e-learning courses. Scan and visit our website for more information.
Alliance Biograin grows organic grains for strength, vitality, and joy. Every grain carries the strength of the land, bringing real nourishment to every table. Because health isn't just about eating well, it's about living fully. Organic nutrition meets senior cricket. Alliance Biograin and CCMC, nourishing seniors, one meal, one match, one moment of joy.
What's going on?
That's you.
What do you expect me to do about it?
It's time.
It's time to see my mates at CPAP Direct. They help me get my sleep apnea sorted and they offer good old-fashioned customer service and support. CPAP Direct not only have the latest technology in sleep testing, CPAP machines and masks, they can help you too.
You can leave the mask on.
What?
Say I'll never waste my time. I'm all you want. Oh, yeah, we live it up. I know for sure that I'll always.
G'day and welcome to Mildura, the capital of tropical North Victoria, where adventure awaits you around every bend. But unlike Queensland, you don't have to worry about crocs. Epically wide river that goes forever. Perfect for water sports. Your next adventure is in Mildura and it's just a short flight away. We'll see you there.
It begins with passion. It begins with Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket, trusted by players worldwide. From head to toe, complete cricket solutions. Official uniform supplier for GT20 and CCMC. For every walk to the crease, for every bold start, for every fearless shot, Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket.
Every moment captured in real time. Wickets, boundaries, bowling, batting, all brought to life. Vision AI turns data into visuals for analysis, streaming and content. NV Play. Vision AI. The future of cricket is here.
Are you a batsman who's still training hard, still getting starts, but the big scores just won't come? It's not your technique, it's your process. Email the word SPIRIT to info@simplebatting.com and we'll show you the 3 simple steps serious batsmen are using to become the run scorer their team relies on, season after season.
The psychological health and safety culture of your workplace is vital to the success of your organisation. Are you addressing psychosocial hazards in the workplace? Learn to create a positive mental wellbeing culture where your business and your people flourish through our in-person, live online, and self-paced e-learning courses. Scan and visit our website for more information.
Alliance Biograin grows organic grains for strength, vitality and joy. Every grain carries the strength of the land, bringing real nourishment to every table. Because health isn't just about eating well, it's about living fully. Organic nutrition meets senior cricket. Alliance Biograin and CCMC, nourishing seniors, one meal, one match, one moment of joy.
What's going on?
That's you.
What do you expect me to do about it?
It's time.
It's time to see my mates at CPAP Direct. They help me get my sleep apnea sorted and they offer good old-fashioned customer service and support. CPAP Direct not only have the latest technology in sleep testing, CPAP machines and masks, they can help you too.
You can leave the mask on.
What?
It's a takeoff time. This is the last time that we'll sit here at this venue until next year. But of course, we'll be wondering what is going to happen. Whether or not RJR All Stars, after being sent in, have got enough money in the bank. 8 for 166. The best with the bat was Glenn Kosnick, who made 79 and batted so well. Sipple took 3 for 27. Peter Walsh and Michael Kasparovich getting ready to hopefully entertain you for the duration of this match. 20 overs, that's the maximum that can be bowled, and they'll be looking at doing something out of the ordinary because the run rate required is 8.5, with Nelson and Bellchambers about to go for broke. Welcome back, Michael. You've had a look at what's been happening as well as tossing cricket balls in the air, which is good. I saw you taking a few catches. Did you take them all?
Certainly did.
Good.
Feeling really good too, but I guess after this week, these two teams are energised by the experience of being in the final. And so this last innings, as you mentioned, a rarely big total, I reckon.
It is,
It is. Nice, big, solid total. Challenging total, I believe.
Well, they're ready to go. First ball is a full toss outside the off stump and it's splashed away out to the cover boundary for 4. That was over-pitched and was hit with a fair amount of aplomb, and it went all the way. And just talking about the nerves, etc., what do you like when you're sitting in the shed now and your team, the Australian team, is chasing runs? Are you someone who likes to talk, or do you like to get by yourself?
It depends on what the batsman. Some do.
This ball is a appeal for LBW. That ball jagged back a little. And I tell you what, the wobble that's being provided is from number 17, Marcus Bellchambers, who got from one end of the wicket to the other and didn't look too flash, did he?
Oh, he just had to get to the other end before the cricket ball got there. And he did that pretty easily. I think we've seen it where he's a strong hitter of the ball. He's a nice big fella and distinguished basketballer.
Yeah, good player. He was a good player for the Hobart Tassie Devils a long time ago when the earth was green. There were more kind of animals than you've ever seen.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not a music. A music.
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Trivia, was it? Yeah.
It's the Unicorn. You would have known that song, surely. Come on, lift. Drag yourself out of the comfort zone into what is now.
I didn't get that one. No.
None for 5. Nelson is 4. One leg by. Bellchambers is at the opposite end, and Bellchambers with the matchstick in his hand. It's a small bat, but I'll tell you what, when he hits it, they stay hit. But really good to catch up with him. I called a lot of basketball in Tasmania when he played down there, and geez, a big man when he stepped on court. He knew how to play the game, and he knew how to shuffle into an offensive position under the basket and brush away opponents because of his size.
You'd love to see that same metaphor of knew what he could do on the basketball court and transfer that into the cricket field right here this afternoon. Yep. First over, just the 5 runs off it. So they're looking for this start. It's that sort of total where you want to give it some at the start.
Yep.
Go hard and then just makes it all a lot easier. But 167 to get here. I reckon it's going to be quite a challenging chase.
Well, so do I. I think that's a long way off, and of course early days, but to hold on with the wickets, they wouldn't want to be stumbling like they did in the previous game to make the final and to win it off the last ball. They'd want this to be well and truly over before we get near that 20 over mark.
With EV2 cricket throughout this whole competition, they've somehow in every game found a way, haven't they?
Yeah. Well led by the Kratzman connection. As we see the start of an over from Correlage now, and it's dragged away on the onside out towards mid-wicket. And there's no run. The fieldsman down there getting ready for what looks like the starter's position in a 100-metre race, but he's got to get ready now and climb up.
That's the hard part, isn't it?
Oh, is it what? And there's another man who's got some spectacles. So we've mentioned a couple now. I think there's 3 now that I've seen. Wheaton, the leg spinner, he had the glasses. And that man out there.
Yeah, Sitha Correlage.
Correlage. With the breeze, you can see fluttering the nice blue uniform. Lovely top.
And that breeze you talk about is actually quite strong now. It's blown in on our flags that we can see here, and it's coming virtually from over the right to left from this end.
Correlage in, tosses up, and the attempted work away on the onside. A big shout. No appearance, your worship, from the fingers of David Schofield and Alan Owens that are out there. Brenton Hillman and Steve Ward are officiating as the third umpires. Now tell me, has the wind blown away the Gropers?
They have gone, haven't they? The Sand Gropers aren't on the grassy hill.
Oh, okay. This ball full length and a slower one. Now there's another shout for LBW. What'd you think?
That was the replay.
Oh, was it? I thought, geez, bowling 2 good balls in a row.
No, the next one, though, was just outside off and just turned around to...
Yeah.
No, easy mistake, mate. I can see that with the monitor.
You can see the monitor, can you?
Just.
None for 5. Let's watch. And this one is hit hard and high. Is there a fieldsman back where we are? There is, but it bounces about 3 or 4 metres in front, and the ball will be returned on the bounce. It was well struck, but I think they only got 1.
They did, and very wily, a bit of off-spin bowling. This got no pace to it, just throwing it right up there and just really challenging the batsman. You can hit into the breeze because I've got a man at cow corner and deep long on to catch you.
Now Correlage, that's the ball tapped away in the offside. No power in the stroke from Bellchambers, and there's no run. So as we near the completion of the second over, the run rate required creeps towards the 9 barrier. This ball kept a bit low outside the off stump. And through it goes to the keeper. So we got through it very quickly, Correlate. Just the 1 run off it. 2 overs down, none for 6. In the chase of 167 to enjoy the fruits of the last 2 weeks here in downtown Mildura. Lots of money for the side that wins. Will that be the RJR All Stars or the continuation of the good performances in this particular competition by EV2? Michael Kasparovich is in the commentary box. Couple down, but we're going to take a little bit of time to work out who's doing what. Is the breeze still crazy? You were out there walking before.
Yeah, it was. It was actually it blew a lot. Hat was on very tight though, so it wasn't coming off.
Good.
Stone coming in again.
He delivers. Wide of the off stump, cut hard into the ground. No power in that stroke. It just off the inside edge bounced and nothing happened.
Yeah, Chris Stone. I like what he's done here too. Just that sort of the pace just coming on. He's just not looking to do much with it. Obviously seeing what it might do at the start, whether there's a little bit of swing, some variation.
Stone in, delivers, dragged away on the onside, hit well, hit with authority, but not quite the timing or placement. It's going to be cleaned up just inside the fence. Good work out there from Matty Pigg, but that was a good shot and not too far away from a boundary.
I think what they should do too is notice that out there said Matthew Pigg, he didn't throw the ball back. He just had to underarm it to his mate. So there should be 2 runs out there. Just keep an eye on that.
This ball outside the off stump is a wide. Umpires officiating, Dave Schofield and Alan Owens. We've had quite a few people who wanted to know what was doing with Billy. Billy, of course, has been here for every day of every cricket match that's being played now since the middle of September. And had said right from the word go, he wanted 2 of the local umpires to officiate in this game. That's the sort of man he is, a man of substance. Good on you, Bill. Well done. Bretton Hillman and Steve Ward, the 3rd umpires. This ball dragged away on the onside, hit very powerfully again, out to the sweeper on the boundary. Another neat pickup out there. Gee, the fielding's been good, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been. It has been. Yeah, I was just thinking there with Chris Stone. He's coming in. He's actually, when we say hit the deck, he's bowling a length delivery, and batsmen are naturally looking to hit that on the onside. One might just keep a bit too low.
That one is on leg stump, turned around the corner for 1. That's all they'll get. Nearing the end of this 3rd over. Patrick Silcox will jump into the box in just a moment. Well, not into the box, it's into our commentary spot here.
It's quite an open area, isn't it, really?
It is. Yes, there's basketball courts. There's 10 squash courts, not squash courts, netball courts to our left. Quite spectacular. None for 11. This ball wide of the off stump, a play and a miss, and a wide is called. Nelson and Bell Chambers being given the responsibility of getting this side off, not just to a safe start, but for a start where the scoreboard is going to continue to tick and tick along nicely.
Yeah, the RJR All Stars, they came off to a bit of a flyer in their innings.
Stone in bowls, and he dropped the bat, I think. It's gone for 4. That was interesting. I'd like to see the slow-mo here. I just thought out of the corner of my eye that the bat fell out of his hand.
That's exactly what happened. Swung it that hard that it just swung it clear out. Fortunately, it didn't go back anywhere near the set of stumps.
Just as well.
Oh, exactly.
Well, let's have a look and see. Can we get a replay? I'm not sure on that one, because that's the end of the over.
He's picked it up and he's all set to go. No,
Here we go.
Last ball of this over. This was the second last ball, and
tell you what,
it nearly went back onto the stumps.
How'd you be writing out hit wicket with that one? And it's gone. What's happened in the finish? It's 4.
Last ball.
Yep. Last ball. That's the end of the over. So we've gone through 3, and it's no wicket for 20 with Nelson on 16 and Bell Chambers on 1. This is the final here, the only one that really counts.
What I'm living for, say I'll never waste my time. I'm all you want. Yeah, we live it up, I know for sure that I'll always.
G'day and welcome to Mildura, the capital of tropical North Victoria, where adventure awaits you around every bend. But unlike Queensland, you don't have to worry about crocs. epically wide river that goes forever. Perfect for water sports. Your next adventure is in Mildura, and it's just a short flight away. We'll see you there.
Number 20 after 3 here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. It is the Global T20 Spirit of Cricket Festivale. And there's your equation, 147 for victory. 17 overs remaining, so that required rate, 8.65. They're currently going at 6.67. And it's been a steady start.
Well, steady's the word. I don't think it needs to... I was sort of expecting them to come out a bit harder at the moment, but of course without losing a wicket. But it's been really well bowled here. The first over from Correlage went for just the 1 run. Just thrown a little slow off spin.
As the ball's worked out into the onside. Man at deep mid-wicket does his duty. Nelson's been pretty restrained so far because what we've seen from Grant is that he likes to go hard at it. So I feel like he's just holding himself back for the time being. And at some stage, he's just going to go gangbusters, I reckon. So he advances and hits it back past the bowler. Just beats the outstretched hands there of Correlage and pick up another single down towards long on. Off, beg your pardon. So Wasp at the moment, 55%. So it really is in the balance, isn't it?
And so it should be, right at the moment, as you say. It's actually... it could go either way.
Bill Chambers just done by the lack of pace in that one. All he can do is just bunt it back to the bowler.
I really like what he's doing here because he's bowling, and if you want to hit it, you want to hit it hard, you got to hit it into this strong breeze. That in itself is a challenge.
Oh, it's hit the pad, hitting across the line. Umpires shaking their head. So the question was asked there by the All Stars. And I feel like Big Marcus just likes it coming on. He just wants to hit straight through the line. So with the pace off, he's really finding it hard to adjust at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, most batsmen do like the ball coming on. It'll be interesting to see if he uses his feet to get down and get some momentum.
Turns it away into the onside, just backward a square, so they'll get through for the 1.
So I'm saying that when I say charging down the wicket, using it down there, get on the half volley, but that forward momentum into it can really provide some power. I like to see them do that, but look to hit straight down the wicket.
As this time Nelson goes aerial, not sure he's got as much of it as he wanted. Diving attempt coming through there. Jason Lavender couldn't hang on. And it goes to ground, so disappointing there for Correlage, who's bowling a super opening spell. Probably deserved the reward of the catch there.
Yeah, that was the end of the over. Just 4 off it, so another good over there from Correlage, making the score 24 for none. And I suppose as we keep saying in this form, with each dot ball or single, that run rate just keeps climbing.
So the partnership 24 from 24. So no real go button hit as of yet, but maybe EV2's strategy here is just to build a really solid base, get to 10 overs. And if we've got men still to come in, we can really launch, overs 11 through 13.
Even during the RJR All Stars, the way they were batting, I think I spoke about a little bit like Michael Bevan. Be there at the end and give yourself a chance. It's really getting good scores then, but what a shot that was.
He's got all of that this time, didn't he, Nelson? As he rocks back and hits it out through mid-on for 4. Stone just into the pitch a little bit more, and that bit wider, which gave him the chance to really hit through the ball beautifully.
Well, you get your hands out there and sort of really get that swing with the crossbat too, get the power into that shot. But that was a really good shot there. There was long on the fence, and he went wider and found that every bit of it.
Advances and misses this time as it goes through to the keeper. He's got a little carried away after the previous delivery. Thought he could go again. You get that bit of a rush of excitement, don't you? And think you can just keep going. It's all about being calculated and measured and making sure that you can keep your wicket intact and keep the scoreboard ticking over at the same time.
Only because of instinct. You see it in the slot and you want to give it some.
Advancing, hitting down the ground, timed pretty decently. That will beat the man who was stationed there at mid-off on the circle, and it gets away for another 4. So maybe Nelson now is thinking, yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm going to start to have a go at a couple.
Well, we're just sort of setting it up this way perfectly, really. Second boundary for this over, and straight, both of them straight down the ground.
So the run rate now just a tick over 7, which is a pretty decent space to be in this opening power play. 8 runs from the stone over so far. Has to dig deep and see what he can find from this one. Nelson, free swing of the bat, down the ground it goes. That's a monster hit. It'll go into the fence around the footy ground here. And that was right in the slot, and he just went whooshka.
He's aiming for the 6th.
Yeah, I think he was.
$25,000 sign. Hit that on the full. 75 metres there, straight down. And with the breeze, I think off the bat he would have thought him half a chance here, but the breeze just drifted it to the left. He's just going to take that into account for the next one.
Looking to advance, and that one's pitched up on the block hole. He's still good enough to turn it around the corner. They won't score though, but that's a much better piece of work that time from Chris Stone, who's finding it difficult here in his 3rd over. He has gone for 14 so far. As we can see, big Marcus Belchamber's trying to stretch the body out there. He is really doing it tough, the big fella. Swing and a top edge over the top of the vacant cord, and will get down to the 3rd man rope for 4.
What an over this is. 18 runs from this over, and the runs are coming, and it looks just like it's coming a bit easy for Nelson.
So end of 5 overs now, none for 42. Nelson 36. Belchambers is playing the sheet anchor role at the moment, really. He's a man that normally does like to get on with the job, but he's only got the 3 runs. He's only faced the 9 balls, so he's doing his job, ticking over the strike rotation, but he's another one that could really go big if he gets the opportunity.
He sure can. He's got a few mates in that lineup too that can do exactly the same thing. So they're setting this run chase up beautifully as EV2 cricket.
So Correlage is really got some momentum rolling his way, bowling from that Deakin Avenue end. He's going to continue now with his 3rd. I reckon they'll look to try and squeeze his 4 straight out at the top here. Now Belchambers gets his opportunity as they just make a few slight adjustments to the field. See Glenn Kosnick there on the ring, still hobbling around, not moving as freely as he'd like. Similar to the skipper from the Lightning Storm, Jason Fraser, who really struggled to get a gallop up during the semi. See the side-on shot from Correlage. Ball is hit into the ring. And the EV2 cricket boys unable to pick up a run on that occasion. This time the ball's just pushed out onto the wicket square on the offside. They'll try and hustle through. I reckon the big fella was in all sorts of trouble. Has it taken? No, it hasn't. But he was almost running straight through and off the ground because a direct hit would have seen him short of his ground.
Even if Correlage actually collected that ball with that throw.
Had time, didn't he?
Had plenty of time there too, so chance going begging there.
So none for 43 in the 6th over. Nelson has advanced to 36. This time he's just trying to wrist it away through on the offside. Can't find a gap, so no run. And he is doing a remarkable job here from the Deakin Avenue end of the ground. This is his 3rd over, and he's gone for just 7 runs, or 6 runs off his spell so far. That's outstanding, especially in the final. As Nelson swings to the onside, looks for the gap. It looks like it's going to go close. Chase here from Lavender. He'll get there. He'll knock it down to advantage. And now he throws it back in, and they'll get back for a couple. And that's a great piece of work on the fence.
Outstanding once again. You've seen the effort just to contain that ball, drop it there. So what looked like it was going to roll into the fence for 4, all of a sudden we just managed just the 2. I like it.
Got the Wasp now up around that 70% mark, which is a decent spot to be. As now Nelson again opens up, uses the power in his forearms. It's going to pitch in the ground there, so it won't quite go all the way. Lavender's caught into action one more time as he knocks it back up there for Darren Rasmussen, who throws it back to the bowler. But Nelson, when he's in full cry, Casper, he's good to watch, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Once again, I'm saying that a lot because I'm just excited about to see that and the opportunity that he's actually got to take here. 47 for none.
Oh, and just a stop there from Correlage in his delivery stride. Nelson's 40 out of 47, so it's a one-man band at the moment for EV2 cricket. They've still got some good ones to come. So they're setting a nice base as this time it goes out into the offside. Not sure that's exactly where he was directing it from the initial mindset, but they'll pick up the single nonetheless. So at the end of 6 overs, EV2 cricket are none for 48.
It begins with passion. It begins with Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket, trusted by players worldwide. From head to toe, complete cricket solutions. Official uniform supplier for GT20 and CCMC. For every walk to the crease, for every bold start, for every fearless shot, Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket.
We're live at the Mildura Sporting Precinct, the Global T20 Spirit of Cricket Festivale final. It's EV2 cricket taking on RJR All Stars, and it is a really gripping contest here at the moment. Of course, the target set in the first session, 167 to win. EV2 are none for 48 in the 6th over as Nelson continues to keep the scoreboard ticking over. He gets it away down towards fine leg, and they'll pick up another single. Pat Silcox alongside of Darren Cheek.
Howdy, Pat. Isn't this so exciting that there's been the runs that has been getting in. Nelson's just been getting stuck into it after a very slow start in the first 2 overs.
As Bellchambers now launches one, uses the long levers, gets the bottom hand underneath it, and it goes a long, long way.
Oh, that was a great shot. I was just talking to one of the EV2 players, and they said that they told Bellchambers, look, you don't have to hit a 6 on every ball. And I was thinking maybe they probably needed to let him have a little bit of opportunity because it's not like him to have 4 runs off of 11 balls, but look at that. Suddenly he decides to launch into that and he's 10 off of 12 balls.
Well, to be fair, he hasn't had a lot of the strikes so far. This time he's just working it away into the onside, times it nicely, gets out there, they'll pick up the single. Score now none for 56, I think we've got there. Bellchambers is 11, Nelson 41, and already in 3 balls of this over, they've picked up 8.
Yes, that's a great start, and he puts it on the stumps, and they've thrown it. He's hit it high in the air, but it's going to bounce in front of the 2 fielders. It was they're well on top of the run rate here in the sense because the All Stars, they took 8.1 overs to get their 50, and they've come up with 6.2 to get their 50, so they're well on track in comparison.
Kosnek in the attack, and Bellchambers is going a long way again. He's almost cleared the footy fence, has he? That is a monster strike. Made it look so easy. The cameraman can't keep up with it. There it is.
There it is.
Right on the dirt track by the fence behind the vineyard.
By the rabbit fence.
That's about the longest one I think we've seen. That is an absolute beauty from Marcus Bellchambers, and that's what EV2 cricket bring to the table. Some really attacking stroke players. And he's just bided his time at the non-strikers end while Nelly's been going about it. Now all of a sudden he thinks, I'm going to cash in on this.
Yeah, I think he's just he's waited for the right time, hasn't he? That's for sure. The new bowler coming in, and he's just planted him over. And poor old Brendan Walsh was the one that had to go and climb the fence and do the long walk to go and get the ball.
So Kosnek comes around the wicket this time, beats the batsman, beats the keeper, and it's racing out towards the 3rd-man boundary. They'll get through for just the 1, as the fielding's done there by Jason Simmons, and that's the end of the over. So 7 done, none for 64 is the score. Run rate is 9.14. Nelson 42, Bellchambers 17, and Cheeky, the Wasp, 87% in the affirmative at the moment.
87%, that's a high mark. I don't know if we've seen a Wasp that high this early in the game.
103 to win from 13 overs at 7.92, and they're currently going at 9.14. I mean, spare a thought for this guy bowling from the Deakin Avenue end of the ground. Correlage has only gone for 11 off his 3, so he's done his job. It could have been absolutely out of the equation if they had someone going for a heap at this end of the ground.
Yeah, he's opened really well. His first over of the day, which was the 2nd over of the game, he only had 1 run off it, and that's the lowest run we've seen off the first over from the opening bowlers. It's been a great spell.
Just trotted out to his captain for a bit of inspiration. Not sure that Glenn Cosning had much to offer him there. He's a bit beside himself trying to come up with options. They need wickets. That's what they need.
He's coming in and he's just plopped it just on the right on the mark, and he's actually given Bill Chambers no room to put that over the fence.
Well, they're sort of just treating him with respect at one end and going hard at the other end, aren't they? They can afford to just pad out a few of his balls. They're so far ahead of the rate at the moment, and Bill Chambers...
Look at the defence on that. And he
Plenty of
even
respect.
stops for the picture. I love seeing Bill Chambers running between the wicket. You can see there that he's got that other sport under his wing, the old basketballers, when they just throttle down from one end to the other.
Just padding it out there towards the offside, the backward a point. That'll be enough for a single. So they seem confident and happy enough to just let Coral Arge go about his work and get his 4 overs out of the way. Because, as we said, they're still going beautifully. That run rate at 8.67.
Well, he's giving him no room. He's just putting it right in their spot. No room to reach out and place his balls over the fence. Coral Arge is back in and again just pops it there on the off stump. And it's just paddled down to the offside.
It's almost like a case of they just refuse to want to go out to him. So if we don't get one where we want it, we're just going to put it back down the pitch.
He's really thrown that up, but he's thrown it up too far, and it's a full toss that's easily turned behind square.
Yeah, good shot from Nelson. Just sweated on the bad one, didn't he? And that time it was just full and angle down the leg side. Just helped us on its way, really.
Yeah, it's taken 23 balls to have a bad one. To Coral Arge, he'd be really disappointed with that. To near the end of his spell, his perfect spell just about, without any wickets. But that was a disappointment for him, I'm sure. He just tried to toss it up a bit too high, didn't he? And just maybe the wind just took it, and off the batsman took the rest.
This one's going away from the right-hander as Nelson just pushes it out into the offside. And they'll pick up another single. So 8 overs done. Score is none for 70. Nelson 47. Bell Chambers is 18. And the Wasp has got them at 87% chance of victory here. Of course, they've still got some really good bats to come in the form of Andrew Kratzman, Dylan Harris and Ashley Sipple. So you get the vibe that EV2 are on the cusp of maybe going back-to-back.
Well, they need wickets. But many a time we've seen, as Casper likes to tell us, the belief. They just got to have that belief out there that they're going to get a couple of wickets and put them right back in the nervous area of the batsman worrying about getting out. I can't get out now because we've lost a couple of quick ones. We need to get that partnership, and that can really play on your mind, even in this Masters cricket. When you've played many games, it doesn't matter.
So none for 70 as Jason Simmons is set to take up the attack. I'm surprised that he didn't start up with a new ball because he's been one of their leading lights so far through the tournament, but they've just changed their attack around a little bit here. Bowls into the wicket and Nelson's able to knock it down to the man at short third man on the ring. And I guess with Bell Chambers not at 100%, they're not going to take those quick little singles.
No, and they don't need to. They just need to, when Bell Chambers faces, just to slug it down the ground. That's all he needs to do, and he might like this pace onto the bat.
Nelson 47, Bell Chambers is 18.
Simmons coming in and just puts it down.
Picked that up beautifully off his pads, and the catch is taken out in the deep. That's a ripper from Matthew Pigg. Lost his hat in the process, but he's a happy camper. That's a super bit of work out there, and he blows them out on his way in towards his teammates. That is a remarkable performance. We've seen some great catching on semi-final day.
That was fantastic catch, wasn't it? And that was a diving forward catch. There's been a few of them during the week that have gone down, and we saw one today, but that one comes in and it was a loose ball down leg, and if he'd missed that, it might have been a wide, but he clipped it beautifully for the down to the ground, but unfortunately for him, it was too far in the air, and then Pig came around and dived and took a great catch. For this time of the week, that's just brilliant. And look at the fellas now, they'll be talking about it now in the huddle, talking about how, come on fellas, we've got a chance, we got one now, let's get 2 and then 3.
We've seen some quite remarkable momentum shifts, not only today but in the past couple of days. So 1 wicket could turn into 2, and then all of a sudden pressure comes back on EV2 cricket. But Simmons gets the result that his side, the All Stars, were looking for as he picks up his first wicket. Bowling in the uncustomary role here, coming into power play 2. He's normally a new ball man, but there's a bit of strategy going on between the leadership group of Kosnick and Lavender. They know what they're doing. And maybe Simmons is going to be a real weapon for them here in this mid part of the innings. So we wait for the new man to come out. We're just pausing here, are we, for maybe a look at the front foot potentially? No, there is the official decision. I think we were just making sure of it. So the wicket is given. New man coming out is Ashley Sipple with the second wicket to go.
Yeah, that was even confusing me. I wasn't sure what was going on there. I didn't see the call for the third umpire.
I think the batsman was probably, a bit of sportsmanship and gamesmanship, just standing his ground, maybe enforcing the umpire to have a second viewpoint of it.
We see the replay and we see what the third umpire had a look at.
Yeah, it looks pretty good to me. Yep.
Absolutely.
Got it claimed before he hit the ground with the ball, and then he was able to sort of bring it back into his body just to protect it. So, yeah, really sharp piece of work down there by Matthew Pigg. Score is 1 for 70 now in this, the 9th over. We'll take a short break at the end of this one. Peter Walsh will rejoin our broadcast position here. I think we may well have John Short from EV2 Cricket back in for another chat too. So stand by for that, but we'll get through the end of this 9th over. Simmons 1 for none, so perfect start for him. Sipple had a great first session with the ball. Let's see if he can double up now with the bat as he's just turning it around the corner, and he'll amble through for the single. Gets his count underway, so 1 for 71 now, halfway through the 9th.
They've got their man. They wanted to get in Nelson and get him off the ground, but with how good this whole batting lineup right down to the end is, what happens then you get Sipple. And then you get Kratzmann, and so they just got to keep working hard and just keep on there and really try and get those dot balls if they can.
As Bell Chambers sees that one up in his slot, and it's just a blink of an eye and it's gone. There was hardly any backswing. It's just all forearm power, isn't it? It was not much of a backswing. It was just so quick, the bat speed.
No, it's just I'm hitting you over the fence right now. Bang, you're gone.
Almost premeditated. Like he was thinking, I'm just going to take this downtown, and he did exactly that. So he advances now to 24 from 19. Score is 1 for 77. And that run rate currently going at 8.88.
So he comes in again to him and... he's
run it off the face of the bat to the keeper, and Simmons is having a moment here in the 9th over. Picks up his second. It was a great follow-up after being hit down the ground for 6. He's happy with himself. Marcus Bellchambers maybe not quite as content as he makes his way off the ground, and it's now 2 for 77.
What a great delivery to come back with. I even thought that it looked like the ball, as we look at the replay here, ball might have been one to punch straight down again, but he wanted to maybe just be careful and has it and tries to just turn it through that vacant slips, but didn't get enough of it, and he's taken and off he goes.
Just, I reckon, had a little bit more bounce about it too. So if he did commit to going down the ground, he might have got it high on the bat. Simmons, extracting that little bit of extra kick out of the surface, and the catch was taken beautifully by the wicket keeper. So it's all rolling at the moment for the RJR All Star boys as the main man, Andrew Kratzmann, now comes out to join Ashley Sipple. You feel like this is potentially the big key partnership of the game now.
Well, I only said an over ago in Casper's style of the belief, and that was at 0 for 70, and now it's 2 for, so it changes so fast.
Nicely accepted behind the stumps by Brendan Walsh, who's been pretty tidy in this second session. One more to go of this, the 9th over, and then we'll take a short break with Peter Walsh to rejoin you here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. Simmons, instant impact in this first over, has 2 wickets.
Comes in again and puts it a bit wider, and it's just defended away. Well, what's the wasp percentage now?
74, so it's come back a little bit, but they're certainly still ahead of the game at the moment. After 9 overs, the score is 2 for 77.
Every moment captured in real time. Wickets, boundaries, bowling, batting, all brought to life. Vision AI turns data into visuals for analysis, streaming and content. NV Play. Vision AI. The future of cricket is here.
So there's your equation. EV2 cricket needing 90 runs from the remaining 11 overs at a rate of 8.18. 90 off 11. 8.18 is the equation. So things are getting a little bit tight now with a couple of quick wickets for the All-Stars. And Jason Lavender is called into the attack. So he'll look to continue this momentum shift here as he bowls to Ashley Sipple. He's going to be bowling through and around the wicket. As it goes down the leg side, it's going to be wides. Keeper was unable to collect. They'll pick up the extra one to go with it. So score is 2 now for 79.
Yeah, the one thing we have to always remember, and we do forget because we're thinking of a longer game of cricket, that we have lost 2 wickets, but there's only 11 overs left, so they can afford to lose a wicket every 2 overs and still be well on track. So if they have overs like they did before with a 6 and a couple of 2 runs and a couple of wickets, it's not too bad.
Kratzmann is compact in defence. There's a little bit of hesitation between the wickets. Kratzy's going to have to hustle through. Sipple was confident to get going off the bat. Maybe just goes to show that Andrew is not quite at 100% there, not moving as freely as he'd like to be. It's been a tough campaign for his troops. Gone in with, as they call it, the dirty dozen. They've managed to get through, unscathed so far. Touch wood. Still a few overs yet to go. There's Lavender around to Sipple, who pushes out into the offside. Timed it well, but they'll get through for the single as Kratzmann pulls up at the other end. So 9, halfway through the 10th over. Score is 2 for 81. Oh, and Kratzmann almost scooping that one back up to the bowl. They got high up on the top of the blade, didn't it?
Yeah, he's just waiting. No, they're just turning over beautifully, and that's what Andrew Kratzmann does a lot of with his teammates out there. And if they can just keep doing this, he comes in again, and Kratzmann goes onto the back foot but just taps at 2 point. But they still run through for a good single. They're running really well. Sipple's taking control of this running.
Yeah, these two like to turn the score over and rotate the strike. And, of course, that left and right-hand combination, as I mentioned earlier, not only is it difficult for the bowler to readjust, but the field placings need to be adjusted. As Lavender tosses it up, Sipple just checking his stroke, but he'll hustle through for another one. So this has been a reasonable over for EV2 cricket. There's the wide to start off the over, then we picked up 4 singles, so 5 from it with the absolute minimum of risk. My maths is no good.
Yep, 6 there because they ran on the wide as well, so they've got the 6. And
correct.
They only needed 2 here to get their run rate required.
Ball's angled into the pads of Kratzmann, who hits out to mid-wicket. And tidily fielded there, so there's no run. At the end of 10 overs, the score at the Mildura Sporting Precinct is 2 for 83.
Are you a batsman who's still training hard, still getting starts, but the big scores just won't come? It's not your technique, it's your process. Email the word SPIRIT to info@simplebatting.com and we'll show you the 3 simple steps serious batsmen are using to become the run scorer their team relies on, season after season.
The psychological health and safety culture of your workplace is vital to the success of your organisation. Are you addressing psychosocial hazards in the workplace? Learn to create a positive mental wellbeing culture where your business and your people flourish through our in-person, live online, and self-paced e-learning courses. Scan and visit our website for more information.
Alliance Biograin grows organic grains for strength, vitality and joy. Every grain carries the strength of the land, bringing real nourishment to every table. Because health isn't just about eating well, it's about living fully. Organic nutrition meets senior cricket. Alliance Biograin and CCMC, nourishing seniors, one meal, one match, one moment of joy.
When you've got a final on in any sport, of course, if you're not vested in with the interest of being involved in the sport, for example, if you're not an owner, you might be able to relax or what, but the man who sits beside yours truly, Peter Walsh, here at the venue, and it's a good venue in the downtown Mildura vicinity. The score is, in the final, 8 for 166, that was the RJR All Stars, and in the chase, let's have a look at the score now. It's 10.2 overs down, and it is 2 wickets for, let's just see the score change over, with Sipple on 7 and Kratzmann on 2, and it's a thrill to welcome to our coverage of what's been happening out there. Someone who's, yeah, well, he's been a bit tough as a Roman sandal earlier on as I introduce you again. John, thanks for popping in and saying hello.
Yeah, thanks, Peter. It's, getting pretty exciting.
It's been an exciting week and a bit. That's for sure, and we'll talk to you about what does this mean for your company or your team that you own, and they've got their way into the final, and that was enough for us too. It was stirring earlier on today.
Yeah, well, I'm just a bit of a cricket fan. I really enjoyed the whole concept. So as a company, we got involved, but when you come down here, these guys are just such an experience to go. It's such a long journey. It's really 9 games of cricket in a row, and we're all busted, but it's such an enjoyable thing to do this all together as a unit. It's been really fun.
So the fun part of it, yeah, all right. But what about the end of the previous game to make sure that you made the final? There was so much enthusiasm and so much relief, I think, that you got there.
Yeah, it's last ball. So it's cricket, and it's pretty sad for the poor Lightning Storm boys. Some of those boys are our friends, and someone has to win, someone has to lose, and we were lucky enough to get through. So
yeah, we talk about the spirit of cricket, and we talk about being friends, and even at the official opening ceremony sort of thing, where let's put your arms around someone who's beside you and do those sorts of things, and encourage, if you're not travelling too well, to start a conversation or to phone a friend or to get involved. Are you finding that's happening?
Oh, absolutely. We're all the same cricket nerds, and we're all enjoying the whole experience. We're all sore. So, we're all the same age, so it's it's fantastic. Lots of friends being made, absolutely.
All right, what does it do for your life? And I'll get you to embellish as we wait for this delivery outside the off stump, and it's hit hard off the front foot out to short cover. There's no run. It's 2 for 88 at the end of 11, and the chasing is now required 54 balls with 79 runs. What does it mean for you?
Oh, well, this is always fun. You make friends, it gets you out of the house, and it gives you something to do, as opposed to, it's an experience, but it's also a good excuse to get fit. Mm-hmm. So all the guys know this was coming, so they all did a little bit extra. We probably all lost a bit of weight, and some of us went and sorted out CPAP machines. And,
all right, that's good.
With our sponsor,
well,
CPAP
how's the sponsorship going?
Oh, it's fantastic, because like I said, I had mentioned earlier in the week, CPAP Direct were good enough to give us actual cash to help our players with their travel costs, and we explained to them that there's plenty of our healthy men that have the the sleep apnea issues, and they're really good people. They help me out. So
well, I don't think there's any embarrassment in it. I'd never heard of it before, to be honest, and then had to go through a few tests, and I've now got a machine because I'm told I need one because I suffer from sleep apnea, but I'm well looked after, and that's the whole deal. That don't be afraid to ask questions if you've got an issue that can be resolved.
Yeah, I think people think it's more of overweight gentlemen or unfit gentlemen, but there's half of these guys out here now we're discovering. I think your throat just gets a bit old, or however it works. But look at these guys; they're fit as fiddles. They're running around. They've had 9 games in a row.
Yep.
So it's been fantastic.
How difficult is it to get together the group? You won last year in the competition. What about searching for new faces? What happens?
Well, we retained everybody who was available to come back. We retained them all. We said if we can win it together as the same unit, it'll be fun. If we lose it in the same unit, well, it'll still be fun. So we retained them all. A couple of guys couldn't make it, of course. People got new jobs and couldn't get time off work. But we've introduced a couple of new ones. Belly and was out there batting before. We got Mark Laird came in. He was good. Andrew Steindl has been fantastic. In fact, some of those guys have been our best players. So, yeah.
So then the competition finishes and people go to different states and they're not all living in the one area. What does it do for your point of view then? Do you then have time away from cricket, even with your interests?
Well, yeah, you do get a little bit of, you're just about over it by the time we finish. but yeah, like we always joke, on Monday you might hate cricket, by Tuesday you can't wait to go to training again. So we'll let our bodies heal a little bit, and then we've all got nationals in about 6 weeks.
It's not far away, is it?
So everybody's going to sort of go back, get rested, play summer cricket, I suppose, with their clubs and get back into it. It's all good fun.
2 for 91. 1 ball to go in this over with Sipple on 10 and Kratzmann on 3. The target, 76 to win off 49. This ball turned away on the onside for 1. That's all that will be taken. What do you like at watching? Can you sit there and just take it all in, or do you jump about the place? Do you get nervous?
Well, I've always been an all-rounder, and I'm generally, getting ready to bat. And because of my hamstring, we've decided I'm just not going to do too much running between wickets. And but it's terrible. I feel like just going to hide in the dressing room and let me know how it all goes. There's not much I can do about it. I just watch the cricket. So yeah.
No, fair call. It's 2 for 92 here at the cricket, and I've got with me in the commentary box John Short, who is the owner of EV2.
Probably should also. Sorry. Yeah. I should probably also mention that. We like I said, we got sponsors and I do want to thank them in front of as many people as possible.
Well, off you go.
Cooper Cricket with the bats gave us some money again for our players, and our bats are obviously they're doing the job so far, but they got us to this point. And we got the Optus gave us a little bit of money, which was great, and Morris Trimming, which is just a gentleman in Townsville, who plays at our club and helped us out with some money. So just want to thank all those guys.
Is it now? Is it an easy product to sell? Now you're talking about those that their better days of cricket will have passed on, but as the age ticks over and they have to blow more candles out, they could go into a different form because of the ages that they have now reached, and there's stepping stones ahead of them.
Oh, all of these guys, don't forget, go back to their clubs. They're usually presidents, or they're they got kids in the clubs, or they're heavily involved in their cricket communities, and obviously. They're usually fairly leaders of their own communities. They're all the better cricketers in their areas.
Yeah, and just a couple of quick ones now, because we want to concentrate too on what's happening at 2 for 93, 12.1. That's the overs bowled. Sipple is 10, Kratzmann is 5, 74 runs to win off 47 deliveries with 8 wickets in hand. This next ball on leg side, and the attempt to whip away on the onside. That ball, not a good ball, but not punished, and there won't be any run. So what have been some of your highlights when you've been here during this time at the cricket in Mildura?
Well, it's actually interesting. The highlights is after a game of cricket, you get in the bus together like a bunch of school kids, and the boys all have a bit of a laugh and a joke, and we're all on a high from a lot of hard work, and then we go back and we all talk to each other, find out what each other do for a living, or it's just nice to get to know a bunch of friends.
There's a good shot down the ground from the next ball. That's a big hit.
Yeah, there you go, Kratzy.
There you go, Kratzy. I think that means that Kratzy's just hit a big maximum, and the man who owns the particular team, John Short, was pretty happy about that, weren't you, big fella?
Well, I think obviously the plan was these two can play cricket. So if they get them in on this flat wicket, fast outfield, they can just change the gears and get it done for us, hopefully. Otherwise, the rest of us have to do it ourselves. But that's the aim of the game.
Andrew said to me after the previous game, which was resulted in the last ball where the result was sorted out, he said, we've got such a deep batting lineup, everyone can bat. So I'm still confident despite the fact that we did lose wickets fairly regularly, but he wasn't making that up. He's pretty confident in the team.
Yeah, we do have generally all our players in our own clubs bat. But of course you don't want to let cricket do that. You'd rather have the two guys that are in keep going, otherwise the momentum changes sometimes for the fielding team, so you kind of just want to keep it rolling on.
Okay, I've got one final one for you at the end of this over. 2 for 101. And Simmons, who's been hit for a 6 and a couple of singles in this match. Or this over. This one wide outside and hit down the ground. Was there a possible catch out there? And it's hard to tell from where we are. That was sizzling off the willow. It might not have been too far away. We might get another look at that because that was hit with a fair amount of power. Went to the boundary for 4. That's the end of the over. And it's 2 for, let's have a look and see. We're waiting for the score to change. It will in a sec. Let's have a look at the replay and see what you picked up.
I think it was just wide, but that Chris Stone is a very good fieldsman. If anybody had a good chance, he did.
He dived to his left, and it might not have just been not for too far away from happening.
That was a drop catch there, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Now tell me, as we now give you the chance, what's happening tonight? Win, lose or draw, do you get together with other teams or just your team?
We all have a bit of an event. I'm going down to the paddles teams, I think, along the Murray River, and all the teams will get together for dinner. Obviously, last year we won it, and we sat around with a couple of quiet whiskies.
Okay.
Into the wee hours, and it was all good fun, and a lot of good stories from that one too.
That's good to hear. Well, you've told us some good stories too, and thanks very much for the sleep apnea plug, because people need to be able to go and get information shared to you by someone from the firm, and you'll know where you are. It's about that simple.
CPAP Direct, I think it's cpap.com.au, but I should know that better. But CPAP Direct, Google them, but they look after you. Go into the store. There's a store in every town. You go see them. They're really good. They're there to help you. So.
Well, there you are. There's a store in every town. That's interesting. I'll go and look for a few.
The bigger ones, I suppose.
All right. Thanks, John. Thanks for coming up and saying hello. John's leaving us, and the score of 2 for 106. EV2 cricket versus the RJR All Stars. EV2 cricket requiring 60 runs of 41 deliveries. 60 of 41 deliveries. And we're now into the 13th over as this ball down the leg side. It's punched down the ground and with a bit of power. And misfielded, so they could come back for 2 here. There's a turn and a twist and a return run for 2, which is very handy indeed. Michael Kasparovich jumping back in. I'll let Cheeky come over for a quick sec because, Michael, you'll be working your way through now until the game finishes. So don't even think about moving from your chair. 2 for 109, Sipple is 16 and Kratzman is 14.
It's a nice, comfortable chair too. And I'm really looking forward to spending the rest of this exciting afternoon here. What have we got in store for us here? This chase by EV2. 2 cricketers showing us the way to do it. And Darren Cheeks.
How are you, Casper?
Good to see you again, mate.
Thank you. Yes, this game's going along really well, isn't it? It's still a line ball game. We just have the owner of the comes in and have a look at that. He's tossed that up and he's leaned back to go and hit it and just seemed to misjudge it totally, and it's taken the top of leg stump.
Yeah, outstanding, that little bit of a change. I know you're saying that John Short, the owner of EV2 Cricket, was actually just up here. He was, we'll just have a look at this replay. We'll say the last, well thrown up there, and it did actually spin a bit, gave himself a bit of room.
Yep.
But Ashley Sipple
got himself in a little bit of a pickle there, didn't he? I think he wasn't really sure which shot to play, and then suddenly just decided at the end, let's go over there, and it was not the ball to do that to, and it's got through and hit leg stump.
Would you, yeah, how you said pickle?
Pickle?
Is that Sipple? Pickle?
Is that how
I said, I don't know, I'm just, if the rhyming sort of slang came in or something like that, but it worked well anyway, mate. That's what I loved.
Oh, that's good. Yes, no, that was not the ball to hit in the offside. It was into his legs and he was trying to cut it. So I'm not sure he'll go off thinking, what did I do there?
He'll be disappointed with that, that's for sure. But I love that with Lavender. That's just the off spin. He really throw it up, plenty of air, and he just the right length for him to try and go back, and it just sort of it was too straight for a start, but it was actually sort of cramped him up. Well bowled.
As Lavender comes back in for the last ball of the over. And Harris just pushes it through for a single. I said earlier when Nelson got out that, oh my Lord, you get Nelson out and in comes Sipple. Well, you get Sipple out, the pickle, and you get Harris. Like Harris in that semi-final, he was strong and he was launching balls over the fence. So there's no rest for EV2 cricket. But what do they need to have, Casper?
Oh, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say belief.
Belief. Yeah, I think I've heard that is a key to this game.
Well, I think they've shown that throughout the tournament. Hey, they won their 6 of the 7 round games and the semi-final as well. They've just been managing to find a way. Have been on all sorts of positions and pickles, if you like, through these games, which you're naturally going to do. But just they've found every time, just and not just the same players either. Don't leave it to anyone else. They'll make sure of it. Which Harris is coming to the crease.
Sipple comes back in with his great figures of 2 for 25 for his last over, and that one's just outside off, and it gets pushed through for an easy single.
As we let's look at this situation here. 55 runs, 35 balls. There's plenty of wickets in hand here. So they look like they've got a comfortable position here, but we all know what happens here if you lose a wicket.
Well, the Wasp was up around the 80% mark earlier, and now it's just creeping down a little bit, down to 66%, which shows it's a line ball game. Simmons is in for his second ball, and he's put it in a nice spot just out off, and all that can be done is pushed over to point, and they just scurry through another single. Everyone's, all the fielders seem to be right on that inner ring, and so there's always going to be a nice single there. I think they're there just to really try and stop that belting drive down through the ground.
Yeah, just looking just to turn that, wasn't he? Kratzmann on strike still. There's 15 runs have come for 18 deliveries to get them. Yeah, just looking at sort of turning it onside, looking at the ones, more than happy with that. We'd like to think there's plenty of time. It's a funny concept, time in a T20 game.
Absolutely. Simmons is in again now, puts it outside off, and there's a big play and miss. Good ball. Kratzmann gives him a nod of approval as well. He goes up and down, says, good ball, well done. Bounce that ball right on the crease line.
Well, just inside the wide marker as well. I'm not sure that he's actually applauding him too heartily. He's trying to hit him for 4 at the same time.
Yeah. No, I feel from when I see them walking and running, they're really just working on adrenaline now. Simmons is back in and bowls it through. Puts it on the leg stump, and it's just pushed down to the mid-wicket boundary.
Well, and I think out of instinct once again in these positions. So a full ball on your stumps, and naturally there, Kratzmann just whipped it off his toes. Couldn't get it square enough, even though there is a deep square leg, but it went straight out to the mid-wicket fielder. On the ground too, so change of angles here. Simmons deciding to come around the wicket to Harris.
Simmons comes around, he starts nice and wide and pushes into his leg.
Yeah, no, the angles, we're just going to go straight down leg there, but
absolutely
worth it. Worth a shout just to keep life interesting.
Going for that, but I think he's dreaming. We all know that. As we go off for a break, for a commercial break, and it's 3 for 114 with 5 overs remaining.
What's going on?
That's you.
What do you expect me to do about it?
It's time.
It's time to see my mates at CPAP Direct. They help me get my sleep apnea sorted, and they offer good old-fashioned customer service and support. CPAP Direct not only have the latest technology in sleep testing, CPAP machines and masks, they can help you too.
You can leave the mask on.
What?
And we're back at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. 15 overs gone, 3 for 114 EV2 cricket. They need 53 from 30, Michael Kasparovich.
We've seen plenty of great cricket, haven't we?
Yeah.
And some tight games, really close ones. I think we're going to see this go right down to the wire as well.
Okay, two pretty handy operators out there at the moment for EV2 cricket as Lavender continues. And Harris is leaning back and pushing the ball out in towards backward point region. They'll pick up a single.
Nearly had a bowl off.
We did in the semi, didn't we? Geez, that was close. It doesn't get much closer. Not sure the boys would be really up for that here. I think there's quite a few that are keen to wrap things up one way or the other. It's been a busy 7, or for some of them, 13, 14 days have played right through the internationals as well.
It's been a lot of cricket for them, but I love it too. And when you come down the crunch, you've got this final, this wonderful tournament.
It's Kratzman, not quite a attractive looking stroke. He got himself a bit out of balance there as he's trying to force away onto the onside. So he's got to 16 now from his 21 deliveries. Harris is 3 from 4. And again, it's going to be another interesting scenario to see who they use from a bowling perspective at the back end. They've still got a couple of men that have got overs up their sleeve. As Kratzman hits it back at the bowler who sticks a juke out to try and clutch at it, but it's hit the sign.
Not on the full.
No, I got a bit excited, but we have seen a hit at least as Kratzman manages to get a much-needed boundary. Takes his score now to 20. Score is 3 for 119.
I tell you what he nearly did. He'd also take the umpire's head off.
Yes, well, I guess he was obscured initially by the bowler's attempt to take the catch. That's Alan Owens down there, but he's got a smile on his dial, so all is well. Oh, there's an appeal. There's a caught behind and another twist in the game as Kratzman has given out. He's on his way for 20, and the RJR All Stars are certainly well and truly in the hunt here.
Oh, look at that energy there. They knew, even though the great shot there, previous ball by Kratzman, straight down the ground, a little bit shorter. And once again, just a little bottom edge bite, I think. We'll get a good look at it here with the replay. Great work by Jason Lavender. Little edge there, straight through, and straight away they know it. They're happy.
Nice work from Brendan Walsh behind the stumps as well, because he was almost in that position of being down and coming back up and managed to keep his position nicely just to get it. It was a bit awkward, but he managed to clamp onto it and hang on. So, wow, that's a massive change up to the game now. 48 to win from 26 balls remaining. Still 6 wickets in hand, but a fresh man. We know Moggs will get after it, but all the pressure now probably on Matty Harris. He's got to be the man that guides them to victory.
Well, you want to be there at the end. Give yourself every chance there. And I think, like you said, you're taking the risk in the certain areas and certain shots, but at the same time, you don't want to... you get the reward with the run rate, but you don't want to go losing any wickets through here. So it's that real delicate balance, and that's why we love this. I know, that's why it's going to come down the wire.
Okay, so 2 for 20 now for Lavender, who's... having some impact through the midsection of this innings. They've been strategic with their key bowlers, Lavender and also Simmons, coming through the middle section of the innings, and they've picked up important wickets. As Moggs, hand off the bat, swings it out into the deep on the onside. Nice hustle in there from Sean Kruger, the man, as he fires it back to the bowler. But from what we've seen of Willie Moggs, Cass, we just know he's just going to go. He's not going to hang around.
No, he's shown that, hasn't he? Before, it's what its situation requires, really.
Harris is back and unable to really find a gap there. I guess he feels like he's happy to not necessarily sacrifice himself, but he knows that someone's got to go, and he's going to designate himself as the man.
He is, and that's the end of that over. So with that, 120 for 4. 4 overs left, 24 balls, 47 runs. This is getting a little tight. It's amazing, isn't it? As soon as they lose that wicket, and we've seen that EV2 cricket, the whole tournament where they'll be on top and then all of a sudden a wicket or two and things change regularly.
You just feel like, they've got things under control until they lose the wicket, and then all of a sudden they're really scratching around.
I think that's why we love this game. And look, as a former player, and obviously Test cricket is the best test of skill. We love that so much, I think, and being fortunate enough to actually have played that, but also too with 2020 cricket, I just think it's the ideal, certainly ideal version of the game as you get older. Because if you keep your foot behind the line and you bowl relatively straight, you've only got 24 balls. You
can manage your way through that.
You can definitely manage that. And I just think, as we've seen through this, the over 50s competition, the Masters tournament, there's been great skills, and I'm looking forward to this, the finishing skills. Stone here in his final over.
Lots to process, a lot of tired joints to have to deal with here as Moggs gets it out of the block hole, gets it down on the onside for a single. Have to make an apology. I credited Brendan Walsh with the tidy work behind the stumps, but it is actually the number 6, Pranantha Mudalij, who's taken up the residence behind the stumps, and he has been very tidy indeed.
It's one of those jobs that are roles in a team that you sort of take for granted.
Yeah.
For the wicketkeeper, expecting them to take every catch or be in position all the time, it takes a lot of work. A lot of skill, and we've seen plenty of that throughout this tournament. Each team, there's been some wonderful keeping.
Yeah, good glove man can make a lot of difference in a tight game, especially like this one. As it's steered away by Harris out into the offside. Nice piece of bat on it, but they'll just pick up the single. Matty Pigg out there in the deep. 4-4-1-2-2. Midway through the 17th over, the equation, 45 for victory, 22 balls remaining, 6 wickets in hand, so they can afford to throw the bat a little here. As I said, if Moggs decides he's going to go, well, they've still got men up their sleeve. As Moggs turns it around the corner, not quite where he wanted to go, but he'll get through for another single.
I like it. He's bowled it really full there and sort of at his legs, hit him just along the shin, cramping him as well. Batsman, and we've seen Moggs in previous innings, as soon as he can free the hands a little bit on it, geez, he can give it some power.
Yeah, he gets some good speed, doesn't he, with the bat through the ball. Harris, again, caught in the crease, can only just swing it down towards long on for the single. I'll fire a quick question without notice. In fact, I'll get 2. Question without notice to you. Bowlers with long sleeves, yes or no?
Yeah, I'm just trying to work the context. If it's cold and you don't want the sun on your arms, perhaps. Maybe.
Yeah, it's just an interesting one. You don't see it very often. I mean, the great DK used to roll them up, of course, but traditionally most fast bowlers have always been short sleeved.
I was always short sleeves, personally.
Yeah, yep. As Harris, again, hits out onto the onside. They were through for 1. They'll get through for a second. So starting to tick it over a little bit more now as the score advances to 4-1-2-7.
You're still needing the boundaries, though. This is what's crucial. You got to find the fence, as we love to say. And Harris has been there enough now. But with 19 deliveries left and only 40 runs, that boundary is a must.
Again in the block hole, not much that Harris can do with that. He pushes down the ground. And you just get the feeling the All-Stars have got all the answers at this point of time, at the end of 17 now. Score is 4 for 128, so they need 39 from the last 3 overs. It'll take some getting, won't it?
Oh, I think it will. It will, but we've seen it just happen every game, haven't we? Where what was good there too is the finishing off of the innings, and I think what will be interesting to see who they use, which bowlers actually get it. I know they've been bowlers, but taking the pace off.
He's cheeky at the front, bowling some right arm oranges in front of us.
There you go. I love the oranges around here.
They are good, aren't they?
So good and big, juicy.
Yep.
No seeds.
Seedless, yeah, that's always important, I think. Cheeky's going to keep one of those up his sleeve for later on tonight, I reckon. Do some of his best work.
Is he cutting them up into little squares and then putting them on the edge of his cocktail glass?
Well, that remains to be seen. We'll find out in about 2 hours' time, I reckon, as we get ready for the start of the 17th over. So looking at the bowling analysis there, Stones bowled 4, Correlages bowled 4, so too Simmons and Lavender. Kosnick, the skipper's only bowled the 1, but I'm not sure what else they pull out of the cupboard here for the last couple. Looks like it's going to be Matty Pigg, the number 4, who's loosening up, so he's going to come into the attack here. Going to bowl through and right arm around to the left-hander. And a tired shot, you reckon, there for Matty Harris. Just didn't get across and over the top of it. Swing and a miss and through to the keeper.
Just keeps low, doesn't it? Nice and wide there, so he's tempted to really look to get on the back foot and hit it to leg side, but just went under the bat.
This time it's high on the blade. It's upish. It's only just going to pitch in front of the man at short mid-wicket, and there's a chance of a run out there as, again, he pulls up a little bit short on the single. No sign from the umpire of any decision there. I'm not sure if he's throwing it upstairs or not. Might have made his ground.
I think he's made his ground, but I think what's happened here is that he's actually missed it, the throw from mid-on. Oh, sorry, for short cover. Double check this, but there was a throw from short cover. Back to the bowler, to Pig. He's behind the stumps. He's ready to take it. There. He missed it.
He did too. He had to get it on the second bite of the cherry. So the first attempt may have seen him in a little bit of trouble as we go back to live vision there with Moggs wielding the willow down towards long on for another single. But yeah, you're spot on, Casper. If he gets it the first time around, I reckon he's in a bit of trouble there, Harris.
A lot of trouble, I reckon, there. And that's, it could be a costly miss.
Full pitch at Harris, just can't get underneath him at the moment. He's just picking up the ones. In fact, he won't score that time. Just can't quite get it in his zone.
He's found it hard, isn't it? And a lot of players have, certainly the spin bowler, the slow bowlers from up that end, having to hit into the breeze for a start as he's looking to that leg side and looking at mid-wicket.
This time he advances. Keeper doesn't catch it cleanly, gets through. They'll run one, they'll come back for two, and that's about all they'll get, I reckon. So this has been a decent set here from Pig. First over is the 18th of the match, and he's done a pretty decent job. Just 2 runs to his name, of course. In fact, though, there was an edge on that one, so 4 still from the over. He'd absolutely take that at this point of the game.
Well, just that deflection obviously was enough for the keeper to actually miss it. It looked like he missed a simple stumping, but it wasn't the case. Hang on. A bit of traffic on the right-hand side.
Yeah, he was trying to go around and through, and there was a non-striker in his way. So Harris again can't get the full connection. He's frustrated. It's getting the better of him now as we'll complete 18 overs here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. EV2 cricket sitting on 4 for 133. The equation, 34 to win from 12 balls. This amazing global Spirit of Cricket Festivale journey on field is almost over. Just 2 more 6-ball deliveries to come here. So let's see where it takes us. Michael Kasparovich, 34 from 12. And they need something special, don't they? Looks like the skipper, is it? Glenn Kosnick, who's going to put himself back into the attack. He was a little bit untidy for a start, but he feels like it's going his way now. And this might be the moment that he can reinsert himself back in here as he bowls into the deck. Harris back on a cross. Can't beat the field. That's a great stop. Chrissy Stone potentially cuts the boundary off there. That's hurt him as well as he stays down on the ground. Hopefully he's okay. We'll take a little bit of time out to just check on him. Not sure if he maybe got a dislocation of a finger or something there as he tried to stop it. He's haunched over. He's holding on to the hands. Oh, my goodness. He's doing it tough.
There's a world of hurt there, isn't there? As he gets a bit of assistance from his mates.
Or is it maybe a shoulder concern as he hit the ground?
Maybe right shoulder.
He's in a lot of pain, isn't he? Not sure if they've got any fit troops to replace him with on the sideline, but it's going to take him a few moments just to try and move the circulation around a bit here.
Oh, old-fashioned dead arm, maybe. But he's in that circle, look, and that's the whole thing. The effort, again, has been extraordinary. Just diving full length, stopping the ball, how desperate it was to actually stop every single run. 11 balls left now, 33 runs. As they're sort of moving the field around a little bit. Just after that, he's found himself, he's back on the edge of the circle. All the fielders inside there, and they're actually changing it. No, that's what they're doing. They've actually brought Deep Cover, who was on the fence, up into a cover position in the circle. Deep mid-wicket in place now.
As Moggs backs himself, turns it around the corner, and it's picked up out there on the rope. They'll just get the single. Just didn't quite get it fine enough to make the gap there between the man at backward square and the 45. Single.
Yeah, he picked him out beautifully, didn't he? Hit it hard, and just that sort of placement could have been a bit different and a better result for EV2.
Oh, Harris has gone, gave himself too much room, and look at Kosnek. He's elated with that. He knows that's probably the key wicket, the final blow they needed. And Harris is on his way for 13. Score is 5 for 135 midway through the ninth. He just couldn't get going, could he? Matty Harris, he's been their former man with the bat throughout the competition, but on the big stage in the big game, it just didn't quite go his way.
And it's all about angles. Just this one, just sliding straight through there. It was the length that forced him or got him to a play back way too straight, trying to give himself a bit of room. But see you later, says Kosnek.
5 for 135, so 32 now from 9. You can see the real emotion coming into it for the RJR All Stars. They know that they're ever so close to getting their hands on the trophy, which will get down on field with Peter Walsh to capture all that action for you shortly once the game has concluded. Our crews are just starting to set up downstairs, so we look forward to that. But still a few balls to go here. 9 balls remaining, 32 to win. Score is 5 for 135. There's still a few players that are lingering around from the other franchises, keen to take it in. I know the local Mildura East boys are ready for some training at the back behind us, so they're having a keen look in to see where the game's at the moment. As Kosnek is just counting his men outside the ring, making sure that he's got them exactly where he needs them. Bowls it into the pitch outside the off stump. And Adami was hoping for the wide there, but I reckon she pitched inside the blue line there, no problems.
I mentioned angles, and have a look at this. He's coming around the wicket to the right-hand batsman.
As Adami gets down on one knee, gets a good strike on that one, and he goes all the way, I reckon. What a shot.
6 is being the signal. It's, yeah, don't we love this?
Just adds a bit of interest, doesn't it? Well, it looks like a long way to go, but all of a sudden they hit 2 or 3 more of those, and she is dead set game on, isn't it?
Well, it's game on, it always is. That's the beautiful part about 2020 cricket. 26 now, off 7 balls.
Adami goes again. Does he get enough of it? He looked pretty good off the bat. It just pitches inside the line. The All-Stars have got support out there. Hancock will throw it back to the bowler who fumbles, and Willie Moggs safely gets back for the 2. So 19 done. Score is 5 for 143. They need 24 off the last over to win.
This could be a challenge, but we've seen it. We've seen it. Some incredible things during this whole tournament, during the week of some hitting and just events. I suppose you put it down like that, where some incredible things happen and constantly. Maybe call it a surprise as well.
5 for 143. So looks like Matty Pigg's going to get the job here to bowl the last one. His first was pretty successful. So he'll go into confidence as he gets himself prepared down there at the Deakin Avenue end. So they'll be looking at Moggs, that is, to hit to our side, the basketball stadium side here on the leg side, to see if he can find some boundaries. And he gets some good bat on that. He hits it with good power, and it's not going to find the gap. It's nice bit of work from Jason Lavender to reel it in. They'll get back for 2, or is Adami going to keep running back to the pavilion? They look pretty confident. They've taken the scalp there, as we can see Piggy go out towards the man Lavender, who was the guy with a great arm from the deep. We're going to get a referral here just to add to a little bit of lake drama in the tournament. It's hard to see from the naked eye, Michael. Not too sure. We'll get a bit of a viewpoint here. This is actually going to the keeper's end. I think we're looking at the other end as now we get this really good look here from side on.
I want to slow it down for us.
Yeah, it's a pretty near thing, I reckon.
He actually feels he's actually walking off at the moment is Paul Adami. Of course, he doesn't have to leave just yet. He's just waiting there for the official announcement.
See Anthony Telfer just keeping a close eye on the, I was going to say silverware, but I'll say goldware, of course. The trophy's ready to be handed over in the next few moments, and it looks like the decision from the umpire is out. So there we go, another scalp taken by the RJR All Stars, who are really starting to look to get close towards the spoils of victory. And there is our man Alan Owens giving the decision out in the middle.
Well, what else have we got in store?
We've seen just about everything today.
Well, I know, through the whole tournament, I got to say it's been brilliant to watch. Coming down to that last over, 24 of 23 runs, I should say, because they did get the single the first go. But this was great work in the deep.
Looks like we're going to try and go back to the live footage here, waiting on Matty Pigg. Or was it a replay? I'm always confused. I think we're back to live action as Lavender throws it back in from the deep. He's been busy, hasn't he, out on that onside, but he's been instrumental in preventing the boundaries too.
He's been great out there and he knows that. So that was the replay. Slow-mo of it, but beautiful. They were confident, really confident there too. Oh, look, and the other hard part is they're actually hitting into the breeze in the final over. So even that in itself was a great decision by the RJR All Stars starting the other end.
Might just send a message down to our boys to get our magic button into action again, to just bring a bit more of an update to that scoreline. 6 for 146 as Moggs swings around the corner. Has he found a gap this time? He hasn't. Guess who's on the end of it? It's Jason Lavender. They just can't get past him out there at deep mid-wicket. Just a single for Moggs, score 6 for 147.
And what a great arm he has too. They know they can't really go too with that arm. Plenty of pressure there.
And Pigg goes straight through Laird. And another wicket to fall for EV2 cricket, score now 7 for 147.
Well, there you go. Wonderful effort, RJR All Stars. It's going to be pretty hard now with 20 runs with just the 2 balls remaining. But what a great over by Pigg. Matthew Pigg. Wicket off the first ball, the 4th ball. He's still got 2 balls there.
Yeah. It's quite remarkable that he can come into the attack so late without having bowled in the innings under such pressure. And he comes through and gets the job done. Our scorecard on the computer's gone to sleep over there, Casper. I'll just give it a bit of a
refresh.
Yeah, I think we'll need to do that. So here we go. 21s to win, 2 balls remaining, 7 for 147.
I'll tell you what we haven't seen this tournament. There's a hat-trick.
Yeah, true. We've gone close a couple of times, I reckon.
I've got to say, Cheeks just said that over my left shoulder, so I won't claim it, but
not having much luck with a refresh on that scorecard, unfortunately. As we see the new man to the crease is Andrew Steindl. 2 balls to go. He can hit a big ball, so he'll back himself in here to finish off in a blaze of glory, you'd reckon. Advances, gets a bit of bottom edge onto it as it squirts out in towards the onside. Jason Lavender again. Gee, he's getting a lot of touches. He'd be BOG if we're playing a game of NRL or footy.
Yeah, exactly. He's been everywhere, hasn't he? That's been outstanding. This is the last ball.
So Pigg tosses it up. Moggs uppishly hits it out into the offside. And it's going to hit the rope, but nicely restricted again by the All-Stars. So just the single. And that will wrap us up here in the grand final. EV2 cricket finishing with a score of 7 for 149, finishing up 18 runs shy of the tally set earlier in the first session this afternoon by the RJR All Stars. And look at them come together, Casper. They are jubilant.
Well, this is what the whole week's about. When you're coming together as a team, you're forming these relationships and you're having fun, ultimately. There's always fun winning and celebrating. So I just think this is the whole idea of the concept of the spirit of cricket, of which we're seeing here. And obviously has to be a winner. And as I mentioned, RJR All Stars walking away with that trophy.
We'll get close shortly to heading down towards Peter Walsh and the full coverage of the presentations. We'll find out, of course, who have been voted as players in the match for the respective outfits. And we'll see the winning team hold the trophy aloft. And not sure if Telf's got one of those massive big dummy checks there for the 20 grand. That would be great to see on the camera footage as well. as we continue to try and get some information for you from the scorecard. The laptop seems to have put it to bed. I'll try and see if I can find something on my phone. Maybe just give you a quick run of the card here in this second session, which was a really good performance from the RJR All Stars. They probably come in as underdogs to start the game, but they have really finished strongly. Put a decent score on the board, 8 for 166. We felt 180 was what they needed to hit, but it proved to be enough in the end as they restrict EV2 cricket to a tally of 7 for 149. As we get close, as we mentioned, to heading out to Walshy, out on the ground as the B-Live broadcast team get themselves set up. Pat Silcox and Michael Kasparovich upstairs with you here in the broadcast position as we see some jubilation. And you've managed to find something there for us, Casper. I'm not sure if that's maybe one of the previous games that they played. That was last year's final, actually. Apologies for that. So we just can't seem to rattle in the full card for you here as we continue to press ahead towards the presentations. We can see Willie Moggs just coming off down beneath us there. He's a little bit disappointed. Couldn't quite get his team home to victory. But just some of the key personnel at the back end just couldn't quite get themselves going, Casper. We saw Andrew Kratzman holing out. Matty Harris couldn't quite get it rolling for him either. And then Ash Sipple. So their big three just didn't quite get the opportunity to really go on and post a big score.
Yeah, look, it just wasn't it. And I think that was it. We've seen setting the total working for them today. And through those partnerships, but they just managed to just get a wicket every single time. Every time they actually were looking at getting on top, crucial, those wickets, and through some good bowling, some accurate bowling, we saw that make it really hard, and it really awesome to see the winners, and even just hanging around here for the week, mate. It's been great to see the stories. Get the stories, just watch the engagement of the players, not just the players in their own team, but each of the teams.
Yeah, they'll make friendships and mateships for life. They'll carry on. They'll continue. They'll probably form WhatsApp groups to keep together, which is fantastic. We've now looks like we've got some action from the internet, so we can quickly run through that card from EV2 cricket. Nelson caught Pig bowled Simmons 47. Bellchambers caught Mudderlidge bowled Simmons for 24. Sipple bowled Lavender 16. Kratzman caught Mudderlidge bowled Lavender for 20. Harris was out bowled Kosnek for 13. Moggs was not out 9. Adami was run out for 8, and Laird was bowled by Pig, no score, with Steindl remaining 1 not out. So they finished 7 for 149 at the end of their allotted 20 overs, and quickly through the figures. And it was the combo of Simmons and Lavender that really swung things around. Simmons finishing with 2 for 27 off 4, and Lavender 2 for 21 also from his 4. But I think special kudos also going out to Matty Pig, who had over 18 and 20 and bowled 2 overs, took 1 for 10. That was outstanding, wasn't it?
Oh, it's a specialist at closing out there. And that's the job that no one really wants to do.
No.
But
someone has to do it.
Someone has to do it.
Yeah.
So, Matty Pig, well done to you. You saw him through.
So, final game scores. It was a win here for the RJR All Stars by 17 runs. They made 8 for 166 in the opening session, and EV2 cricket ended up with 7 for 149. So they didn't quite manage to go back to back, but a great effort to get through the tournament and into the final again for a second successive season. And even though they finished on top at the end of the round robin stages by 2 points, it was RJR All Stars who managed to get them in the end, and they did actually beat them also earlier in the competition back in game 18. As we just quickly look at that information there, the All Stars 7 for 144, knocking over EV2 cricket 5 for 140. So in the 2 games they played, they restricted them, kept them to scores under 150, which is quite remarkable. We've seen scores in excess of 180, 190 over several of the games.
Yeah, that's been the par, isn't it? All sides getting around that sort of this round mark, and I think even the other semi today was sort of very similar numbers. 140 almost feels like it's not quite enough, and as proven today. 160s were sort of where it sort of needed to be, and it proved that way.
All right, so I think we're not too far removed from heading down onto the ground for presentations as part of our global T20 Spirit of Cricket Festivale Grand Final. We can see to the left there the RJR All Stars, the successful boys are ready to roll there with the presentations, and also the EV2 cricket outfit who are just gathering their composure. We can see Anthony Telfer is doing some heavy lifting. Peter Walsh is standing by in position. We're just waiting for the okay from our ground crew downstairs as to when we can cross down. There's still, as we mentioned, quite a few of the boys from other franchises that have stayed on to watch the completion of this one. And now we are ready to throw it down to our main man on the ground. It's Peter Walsh.
Excitement, you guessed it. We wanted something special on this day of cricket, and boy oh boy did we get it. Congratulations to a team that knocked up 8 for 166 and were able to curtail that who chased, who got 149. RJR All Stars are the winners. What a stirring moment we had earlier on the day, and we had plenty of those again to see you through the afternoon. This was the spirit of cricket, played in exactly what we wanted, the spirit. Well played to both teams. Lots of presentations. I'd like to call one of the umpires forward now for the Spirit of Cricket Award. David Schofield will present now this award on behalf of the umpires.
On behalf of the umpires, I would like to say thank you for a great game between two great teams. It was awesome to umpire and a thrilling game at the end. Our Spirit of Cricket player is a person who controlled the middle of the game, and that's Simo. Thank you so much.
Simo, well done to you, and thanks to the umpires. And we're going to be thanking different people throughout this short burst, but the umpires, well done to them for the duration that they have spent right throughout the last week and a bit. What about a hand for the men who officiated and officiated so grandly? Glenn Kosnick, who is the captain of the winning team, can come forward now and receive our congratulations and speak on behalf of the winner's smile that's worn by the skipper, ladies and gentlemen. Come forward. Well, I'll ask the questions and they'll be short and sweet because I know you've got to get across and talk to your troops. Another fascinating game of cricket. Twist, turn, you get to a roundabout. What does it say? Stop, go left, go right. It was right down to the end of the game again today. What a thrill for you and your team.
It is. It is a good thrill. We would have won the toss and bowled as well. So when they put us in and we got 166, we thought that's going to be a good target that was set. So for us and the bowlers to come out and bowl to the plan, and the fielding was exceptional besides Lavi's couple of drop catches, but we'll forget about that. But at the end of the day, we got there, and every one of these players have put in a great effort over the week. They've worked hard. I really want to say thank you to Lavi and especially Simo, who have gone to extraordinary lengths to organise our team and put it together. They've done a marvellous job. So thank you.
Don't go, because we're going to get you to make a presentation in a moment to the opposing team's best player. But let's get Andrew Kratzman to come in now as the captain, carrying the bottle of wine out. A round of applause for the skipper of the team. Well done. We spoke earlier on about just what was happening out there. It was really good, tense, tight cricket, and it continued in the final.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, it was a great game. We had a great game earlier with these guys as well, where they won in the last over against us. So, you know, credit to them. They beat us. They beat us in the final. So credit to them. They deserved all the winning spoils.
And it was one of those games where earlier today we had one. There's not much difference between the two sides, but it was played superbly in www.spiritofcricket.com.au.
Yeah, I mean, it's always played in good spirit, to be fair. We know half these guys, so now we know all of them. So, you know, like that's the great thing about 50s Masters cricket is, you know, it is played in the right spirit. We play hard, but we play in the right spirit. So, you know, credit to you guys. You did amazingly out there today. You deserve it. So, well done, boys. Go.
Yeah, well spoken. Now, just one quick one. What about your blokes, who you're very proud of, because that's the way your team operates, similarly to the side that won, but a word for you or from you about your mob.
Oh, yeah, the Dirty Dozen, because that's all we had, the Dirty Dozen. We did an amazing job this week, managed our bodies well, get to this part of the tournament. I'd like to thank John Short, our owner and the owner of EV2. I'd like to thank Cooper Cricket and CPAP Direct and also Optus for helping us out. They did a fantastic job with helping us out. So well done, boys.
Well done. Now you've got a presentation to make.
Yeah, that's all right. Thanks. Do you want me to hold it or?
I'll hang on to it.
All right. Okay. Look, you guys came back a little bit early, and then all of a sudden, whooshka, balls were going over that fence over there like there was nothing there. But bowler, but I.
Well spoken, skippers. Now bear with me because the presentation of medallions is such a significant part of such an event, and the medallions I think are going to be dragged across. But firstly, don't go to the TAB with that cheque. $5,000 being handed out by the superstar himself, and that's Anthony Telfer for the work and the diligence that he's displayed in getting this all organised. And I'll call on you now for an assistance clap for the work done by Telf in getting this all organised.
See you, boys.
Yeah, now hang on, we've got a Players Award here from the skipper. Just bear with me one moment. Now there could be some more wine coming in our direction, I'm not sure. They've got a cap, so you don't get to drink the wine, but you get to put the cap on your head. That sounds pretty fair.
We've got a player of a match for the EV2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, Kratzy, I'm actually going to give it to the bowler. The big tall left-hander. In a T20 to bowl 4 overs, mate, for, 1 for 10? Something like that. You deserve it, mate. So well done. Well done. Thank you, mate. Well done.
Thank you. Well spoken. Don't go away because there's a bit happening out here, I can tell you. There's some trophies, but medallions most importantly. And I'll call Anthony Telfer forward because he gets the job. He gets the good job. Now I can keep talking, so I get an even better job. And we're going to now call forward your players in whatever order you wish to be presented with a medallion that you can keep forever because you are the winners today. So over to you, my friend.
All right, first one, Sammy. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well done, Sammy. Oh, yeah, you can present it, yeah. Okay, next one, Stoney. Stoney. Stay there, Benny. Next one, Ben. Mel, come forward, Mel. Come forward to Doc, keeping, brilliant keeping. Jason Hay. Come on, Stoney, come down. You've drunk that, Stoney. Walshy. Come again, Stoney. Piggy, brilliant bowling. Come on, Piggy. Come on, Razzie. Come on, Krugs, big Krugs. Come on, Maxie, big Max Wilton. Jason Lavender. And our opening bowler, owner of the franchise, Jason Simmons. That's it.
Well done. There's one more. Our skipper and our old our skipper and our old Palm Beach boy, Glenn Kosnick.
On you, Glenn. The old Palm Beach boy strikes gold here in Mildura. Well done. The cups are being presented as we speak. There'll be some happy snaps that are available and we want you all involved in some pics, etc. Congratulations to the winners of this championship match today. 8 for 166 as opposed to 149. And the cheques are forthcoming. The champions... Yeah, they seem mildly happy after that award has been presented. And as we say, head off in different directions. I want to finish by making one quick comment Please be careful when you take off and you say goodbye to the big M, and that's Mildura. We have enjoyed being with you. We hope all of you have enjoyed the spoils of friendships, which are so important. The communicative skills that you will now display. Keep in touch with the friends that you've made. That is important. To the TV guys, thank you for your support. To the commentary team and the performance by Michael Kasparovich, the big fella, for joining in. We were thrilled at having him here. To all the umpires, to the officials, the scorers, you name it, we had it on board, and we had a winner and a loser, but the winner was the spirit of cricket. Thank you, and a very good afternoon to you all.